What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, everything is good, bro. We about to be up on another game coming up in a couple days. Think we got football tomorrow night, Thursday night action, or maybe not because it is the final week of the preseason. But yeah, man, life's good, baby. Life's good. First day of school today too, Deke. I've been up for a long time, man. Been up for a long time today, bro. How you living though, man? You look jacked, low key. You hit the gym today, bro?
Nah.
God dang, Deke. Nah. Bro, your bicep big as heck right now, man.
Nah,
maybe it's the shirt. I don't know.
You're giving me too much credit.
Hey, fam. All right. I'm just saying. I looked over. Your arm was up. I'm like, hey, bro. I ain't know if you was trying to send a message to the congregation or something, man.
No, I'm just here. No,
Deke said y'all
all.
playing with the wrong one. He said I got gains. I like it, bro. Hey, you ain't gotta hide that flex, man. You ain't gotta hide that flex, bro. I seen you. But they say I synced it.
I'm just here,
I synced
man.
it, bro. I synced it.
You know, trying to improve myself.
Let's go.
Day in, day out, week in and week out, and you know, if I look a certain way because of it, so be it. But yeah, no messages being sent. It's just
all right.
Trying to live my best life.
I like it there. I like it. But shoot, baby. Trying to think, man. Yeah. Just been one of them days today, bro. Like I said, man, that 6 a.m. hit quick. And I haven't had a chance to recoup my sleep just yet. But eventually, I'm going to get it back. Eventually. But yeah, man. Things are good. Things are good. Shout out to the website. Let me make sure I get this on the front end and make sure y'all check out the website, arthurmoats.com, man. Shout out to David May. He's been doing some awesome things, updating and keeping the content fresh and keeping it more engaging, man. So if y'all get a chance, man, in between shows, make sure y'all tap in on that as well, baby. But yeah. Got a good one today, man. Good one today. The homie TG pulling up on us.
Should.
It's always insane whenever we get a chance to talk to the homie TG. So yeah, baby.
Just notice this. We got the Texans Giants game on here.
This was that their last? That's the Daniel Jones one, yeah.
It's on.
Yeah, that's the most recent one, yeah.
The Texans uniforms, actually not bad. They're home ones at least.
Oh, the new joints, the upgrades?
The Navy ones.
Yeah.
When we played them, I thought their jerseys sucked. I thought they were complete downgrades.
Facts.
But the blue ones look cool because of how simple they are. They don't have the horn wrapping around the sleeves like the white ones do. The blue ones are sick. I think the white ones are whack.
The white, they got it's almost like the OG Rams.
I thought the white ones were better with how the Texans jerseys originally were. But
Respect.
These ones are an upgrade over the OG Texans jersey, I'd say. Yeah, these blue ones are sick.
I peeped it, though. That's clean. I feel like because I saw Kendrick Green up there, I didn't know how I felt about the uniform, where you was going with it. But shout out, man.
They almost look like the Falcons, though.
I can see that.
They look very, very similar to the Falcons' new jerseys.
Low key, when you looking at the back of Mechie,
that looks pretty much identical.
Yeah, that looks definitely Atlanta-ish. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and I'd say the Falcons jerseys, if we go back to what they had, I like their old ones better than what they got now.
So hold on, you don't like the new version?
No, they're too plain.
When we say the old one, which
old
old one are we talking about? Like the one with like Julio or the one with?
I'd go both.
Okay.
The Vic ones, the Vic / Matt Ryan ones.
Because the Vic ones are fire, yeah.
And then going back to like the Deion Sanders ones. Those are better than what they have right now.
Respect.
And the new ones aren't bad. It's just there's nothing distinguishing them. Almost like we're seeing right now.
With the Texans,
Yeah.
I want to see their all red because I want to say they have a red uni combo as well.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but I ain't even peeped the difference, though. You're right, though, with the sleeves.
Yeah, I forgot to say that after our game with the Texans. I wanted to make a point that the Texans' New Jersey suck. But I like these home ones. They're not bad.
Hey, respect it. Respect. Now, who's this? Weapon X. He said that the Falcons have a red helmet that's pretty fire. So, you know what? For their throwbacks.
Yeah, that's
what
it
is.
That's
throwback.
the Deion Sanders jerseys.
Yeah, you're right.
They should just make those the permanent jerseys.
Low key.
Just like the Dolphins with their throwbacks. Make those the permanent. These New Jerseys suck that the Dolphins have.
But, you know, they trying to tie it into, like, the whoever's generation, whoever's era it is.
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
these are, like, the Tua era jerseys. And this is you know, whichever quarterback, what it says, they era down in Atlanta. Kirk or Penix era.
Our jerseys are fine how they are, but, man, I could see the case for those block numbers.
Call them the Russ era, or is it the Phils era? I think we got to, once we get that distinguished, then maybe.
Right now, it's the Russ era.
Russ talked to the media today, man. Everybody said it sounds like Russ is the guy still, bro. That's what it sounds like.
He definitely is.
Just says,
the only people that are trying to make it a thing are the national media, which is fine. Like, what else are you going to talk about right now? You have Aiyuk and then QB competitions or QB controversies.
Listen, Aiyuk has been running for the past month now. I'm like, yo, we can start off every show with the Aiyuk update if we wanted to.
I'm not even looking anymore. I'm not, because it's going to be the same sort of thing that we've been dealing with. Maybe the power shifts one way or another, but ultimately, are you a Steeler or are you a Niner? That's the news I want to hear.
Then they said, yeah, this is the offer that's on the table. I'm like, I've seen so many different offers. I don't know which is the accurate offer that we have presented to the Niners and what is not the accurate offer, bro. But I'm just like, I just know I don't feel like a decision has been made one way or the other. I mean, even when I talk to the beat reporters, they're in the same boat. They're just like, yo, we're just all just waiting. Like, who knows?
National media is trying to make it a QB controversy here, though. You listen to people that know ball, people that have been around the game. Belichick, Bill Cowher, they say Tom should go with Russ. People that are like actually close to the situation that know how the Steelers operate. Jerry Dulac says it's Russ, and it's been Russ the whole time. Why do you think he's been sitting out with the calf?
Yeah,
I don't think there's a controversy. You add all that with how both of them have played in the preseason. It's like what are we debating right now? What are we debating? Yeah, Fields has some nice highlights. He had a couple nice highlights, but he also had the mistakes, whereas Russ has had no mistakes and looked more in command. Yeah. Plus, he's got the whole body of work for his career versus what Fields got up to this point. It's not this big make or break thing. Just start off with Russ week 1. If he starts sucking the first month, throwing Fields, it's not the end of the world.
We do make it like it's this like.
It ain't like this complex, huge shot at Fields.
No, it can't. If he doesn't start, what does that mean to this? It's like, yo, it just means he start week 1, man.
It's not a huge shot at Fields. It's just that he didn't develop as quickly as we would have liked. He's not at that point where we're having a legit conversation between him and Russ going into week 1. Yeah. It would have taken a lot.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about some of that too, because Arthur Smith, shout out to the OC Arthur Smith, did speak on some of that, man, because obviously he was coming under fire because of the preseason performances and, he had to get the dogs up off him a little bit. So I like what he was talking. So we obviously reacted to that, but some of that parallels exactly, to what you're talking about as it pertains to Fields and Russ to an extent, man. So, yeah, definitely that life right now, man. But that's what we love, though, man, because it's tangible. We actually got real football we get to react and talk about, Deke. Shout out, bro. Shout out.
X Concepts is even giving Russ the completion to Pickens here in his stat line. 9 for 10, 75 yards.
Oh.
Not going to lie, I did it for Fields in week 1 of preseason. So it's only right.
It was a fire catch, though. It was a fire catch.
Yeah, it's only right to give Russ the completion for week 2 to even it out.
Hey.
I did. I had the feeling, and I think I might have said it on one of my shows or maybe even on the podcast, that Fields was 6 for 6.
Yeah, I like it, bro.
Because it was a completion.
It was a completion. It was a catch, yes.
But I guess Russ's to Pickens technically wasn't a completion, actually. It was close. But Fields to Jefferson was.
Technically,
it's just
they both had the same end result, too.
Right.
So we could get away with it. I like it, bro. I like how you moving it, man. I like it. I'm down for all that, bro. Because, when I went back, I was watching the game again today, man, when I was doing the film session on Nick Herbig. Shout out to Nick and Patrick Queen, man. If y'all interested in some defense, man, check those dudes out. The film session dropped earlier today. But going back, man, I was like, let me offense, defense, let me check these QBs out again. Let me see what I'm seeing. I'm like, that ball placement was pretty nice by Russ, bro.
It was a nice throw.
Other throw that I knew I liked in the game, but I didn't realize how much I liked it until I saw the All-22, was the throw he hit to Van Jefferson. I'm like, yo.
That was over the middle.
Yeah. I was like, you waited till that thing cleared out, little anticipation, zip that thing. I'm like, okay.
Got us in field goal range.
Yeah. Then looking at, even the checkdowns, it's like, yo, you're decisive with the moves that you're making in these situations right here, man. So like I said, man, I'm agreeing with you. I like where you at with it, baby. Yeah. But we're going to talk about all that, man, because I'm sure y'all going to have plenty to, question and have comments on. And then obviously we'll get the homie TG's thoughts on this too, man. See how he aligns with the gang in here, man. But I like it, baby. I like it. All right. Any Deke thoughts before we start the day off, man?
Not really.
Okay.
I started reading that Aaron Rodgers book.
All right. Now this is very interesting. Dude, I'm glad you brought up Aaron Rodgers because I was watching earlier today. They was talking about it. I don't mean to cut you off. In fact, you go for. It was just they was doing the whole. He was doing his press conference. He's like, yeah, do you guys know if I'm going to play? We don't know if we're going to play just yet. You got to take that up with Robert, Saleh. We don't talk this, but it's always like the passive aggressive between him and Saleh. And I'm just like, yo, I get where he's at. And I love the fact that he's willing to like flex his muscle when he wants to like that. But I'm on the other side like, yo, that's got to be so tiring. Like every single time he could get up here and do this passive aggressive, say certain things where we know it's going to come back and look bad on you. And it's like, yo, it ain't even got to be that deep. But he just do that. And I'm just like, yo, all right, here you at it again, man. But, yeah, that's what made me think about him. So when we just brought him up, I'm like, yo, light bulb. But what was you saying, though?
It's still early. I'm probably about 40, 50 pages in.
40, 50, all right.
Yeah. Talked a lot about his grandpa, actually.
Huh.
The first chapter.
Okay.
Being a World War II veteran. He was like a prisoner of war. He was in the Air Force. Plane got shot down. Had to... Basically, I mean, it's the type of stuff you hear from, like, the Holocaust.
I was going to say, like, in the movies and stuff, yeah.
Like, for him, I mean, I don't think he was Jewish or anything, but it was like, oh, you get one piece of bread. You got to walk 20, 30 miles in the snow. Like, those are all the similar stories you hear from Holocaust survivors, right? People that were in the Holocaust. And, like, he was dealing with that, too, as a prisoner of war for probably like 18 months, a year, 18 months.
I was about to say, the way that prisoners get treated elsewhere versus how we kind of treat prisoners here is a little bit different.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah,
so
it's a little bit different,
survived, and then came back to America and everything, and so they just go through Rodgers' family lineage, and then growing up, how he was not allowed to play football. Huh. They were gonna let him play football. So his dad actually played offensive line in college, and stuff, so he was familiar with the game. He actually loved the game of football. But he didn't like, at the time, and it's probably still very prevalent today, maybe less so, but how coaches for Pee Wee and Little League and stuff would try to act like they're Hall of Fame coaches or pro coaches and get the kids like hitting hard and taking unnecessary hits to the brain and everything. So he's like, I don't want to put my son through that. We'll let him play at some point, late grade school, like late middle school or even in high school. And I think finally Rodgers got a chance in 8th grade. And what's crazy is, too, like, at the time, he was, like, 5'2" or something like that. Yeah, like, it didn't even look like he belonged out there. Like, just a very clumsy player. Like, he would trip over his feet and stuff. Like, his feet were size 13. And he was, like, 5'2".
I was saying,
he, like, was not a
his body was a proportion
guy.
Then,
But then they see him throw a football, they're like, oh, wow, there's something there.
All right.
So I'm at that point where he... I think started his freshman year on the freshman team, started on the JV team, and like now I'm at the point I think he's
so he
finally
was on
about
the
to start
freshman team and
varsity.
JV team. This Aaron Rodgers we talking about. Think about that, man. Most people would think this dude probably started 4 years varsity, like a superstar.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Went to Cal, first round draft pick. Typically, that's how those guys are talked about. Yeah, that's very interesting.
Obviously, I know he ended up going to junior college. He didn't go to a D1 school right away. So that's the part where I'm at is I'm wondering why didn't he go to a D1 school,
dude. Every time you read, man, you need to come with an update, bro, because I'm kind of interested now, bro. That's kind of fire, low key. Sure. Because it gives us more context on Aaron Rodgers. I know I'm big on.
He's an interesting guy.
Yeah, very interesting. It's like
I think that's why it was a good book to write.
Yeah, shout out to him. Once you get a little bit further in, I'm gonna ask, like, can you tell state of mind? Was this pre-ayahuasca, post-ayahuasca, or is like in the heart of it?
One.
In terms of when he's writing his thing, man. You know how he does the retreats and the getaways and stuff?
Rodgers didn't write this book. Someone else did.
Okay. I was like, yo, was he like,
No. The intro is actually the writer going to Aaron Rodgers' house to get some fact-checking done and just have Rodgers go over it a little bit. I don't think the guy was going to really change his stuff dramatically because
you know this.
Well, because he's like, I got 250 sources on all this stuff.
Yeah, bro, I'm right. It was written has been written.
He tried to get Rodgers' input throughout the course of the book, and
out,
Rodgers never responded.
Okay.
And I think once Rodgers heard the book was done, he had the guy come out.
Okay.
So that's what he wrote his intro about, is like actually meeting Aaron Rodgers, showing him the book, talking about the book a little bit. And Rodgers, last thing he said to the writer as he's walking out the door was like, I don't care about any of this stuff or something. He's like, he said something like that where it's just like, I'm just brushing this off. I don't really care. But then at the same time, like, why have the guy out?
Right. He might not care about the results in the sense of how people perceive the book or receive it, but he did care enough that, like you said, man, you invited the dude to your crib. Aaron Rodgers didn't invite just anybody over there.
Yeah, I think
any reporter over there.
Rodgers refuted some of the stories too. He doesn't write about what exactly he refuted, but he explained that Rodgers said, yeah, some of these are, it's a different perspective. He's like, I mean, that's one side of it, but this isn't exactly how I think of it.
Yeah.
So there was some of that they talked about, but yeah, so far a good book.
Let's go. Shout out to Deke. Not only is he showing up with the extra muscles in here, he also feeding his brain up top, man. All right, bro. Deke, you doing all the things that get you like ladies, bro. So just, you want to tell the congregation, or just still like, I don't know, like you got a lady or something, bro? Like you doing a lot of like, this is what happens when you get lady stuff, bro.
No,
like,
this is all from me.
All right. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I'm just looking at your actions. Your actions are saying like, yo, you either fishing for something, or it's like, yo, something already there. You just like, yeah, girl, I got this. It's me now. Like, I don't know. I ain't tripping either way. I'm just complimenting. That's it, man. Just compliment. Man.
Well, thanks,
Tom
man.
Jason, I want to be an uncle. And you know what? I'm down to be Uncle Most, man. I don't want to be granddad Most yet. You know what I mean? When you start, having these kids, you be like, no grandbabies. But I do uncle now. Deke, whenever you want to drop one, bro, just know, man. I give great baby shower gifts. All right. I give great wedding presents. Okay. I just need a reason, bro. I want to support you in your relationship and whatever you got going on, bro. I just know that.
Well, appreciate the advice. I'm going to pass on it, though.
All right there, man. Well, with that being the case, baby, if you good, I'm good, man. Let's start the show like how we always do. Go ahead and drop it in the comment section where you are tuning in from, and then that way we give you those big boy shout outs to start today's show. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel, baby.
Rod Dollars tuning in from the 330 Youngstown, Ohio. Share a line, baby.
There it is.
The Cookie Monster from the 610 Reading, PA.
What up, Cookie Monster? Appreciate you being here with us today.
Jaron, Pittsburgh Steelers for life, 559 Visalia, California.
Shout out to Visalia.
Driving through Sacktown.
Ooh, okay. Sacktown one time, if you know, in the minnow. Man, whenever I think of Sacktown, I think of Mozzie. Shout out to Mozzie, all my hip-hop heads out there. Okay.
PBC God from the 510 Richmond, California.
Okay, shout out to Richmond, California. That's, that's whatchamacallit. That's what Coach Carter. Yeah, Richmond, California. All right, shout out to Richmond, California, man.
Juice Bellamy from the 610 Villanova.
Okay, one time for Nova. It's a work in progress. I'm gonna get there. With Villanova. Still got some bad blood in my heart. I'm sorry.
Alan Vigil from the 361 Corpus Christi, Texas.
Shout out to Corpus Christi.
And X Concepts 724 Claridge, PA says Darnell Washington making grown men look like children.
Ooh, hey now. Shout out to Darnell, man. Need more consistency with it, but I do know what you're talking about, man. So I do like that. Let me tap in here real quick, though, Deke, because we got Harper U in the 864 Clemson, South Carolina. Just finished the first day of classes. Harper U, hopefully you had a great first day of classes, and yeah, hopefully have a great school year as well, man. Love that. Leah Warren in the 254, and she says it is a heat wave of 104 down in Killeen, Texas. That's very hot. Very different than up here in Pittsburgh, where it's low-key fall season, man.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's been fall, man. Yeah.
I don't know what you want to attribute to. If you want to get deep into science or talk global warming or anything, but it's colder than what it normally is right now.
But it was like I feel like it was just hot like a couple days ago.
Yeah, but when you get up in the morning,
yeah,
it's very much a fall feel, and it's still August 20th. So that's why I'm wondering. I don't remember it ever being this cool on an August morning. This
feels like October to me when I'm getting up right now. So I'm with you, bro.
You got any ideas for what the cause is?
I don't know. Global
you want
warming.
any takes?
Listen, global warming is always the hot word.
We were just talking to Aaron Rodgers. So
listen.
Let's get into this.
If we're gonna talk global warming, now we got to say is the Earth flat or is the Earth round? Because some people believe in global warming, others don't believe in global warming.
I was gonna say
it depends on where you fall on that thing, man.
If there is global warming, if you fall on that side,
yeah.
Why does it feel colder right now in a month that it's
stand
supposed to be
Stop it, man.
hotter.
It's supposed to be hot
I don't
right
know.
now, right?
But we have had winters recently where it's like 60 degrees in the middle of January, and I'm out there golfing.
And that's the thing too.
So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
Global warming meaning that it's always going to have a warm effect, or does it just mean it's going to have a non-normal
mess
effect?
up the weather,
right,
all around.
Like I have never looked into the details of global warming. I just feel like we always say it when it's weird outside. They're like, "Oh, global warming." You're like, man, it's kind of like the boogeyman. So I don't know. I recycle though. I do recycle. I try not to leave a carbon footprint, all that good stuff. So yeah, but other than that, yeah, bro.
Like it's very cool in the morning. I'm telling you, like it's an October cool in the morning.
Hey, bump that. Where do you follow the line of global warming, man? Is it real or is it a myth, man?
I haven't looked into it enough.
I'm like, man.
DLW has a take though. It says there's no global warming.
See, there we go.
You believe in math or not? Wow. Sheesh.
Wow. I mean, some people say they don't believe in math though. Some people say that too. I've seen it, man. They're looking like that. I don't care about that number. Yeah.
Anyone trying to sway me one way or another?
That's what I say.
Open mind.
Yeah.
Has anyone got any takes here?
Can somebody give us an update about if, it really is global warming? And I don't know, man. Stand clear. Nah.
Hold on, we got something good here.
All right, we're saying, yeah. Like giving us something.
In 1956, the Russians put a station on Antarctica because they're mad at the States. They soon to abandon it. It was a small building, 16 feet high, but 4 foot plus of Lenin on top.
Huh. Okay.
What's that have to do with global warming?
That's what I'm literally trying to figure out. I'm like, yo, did he leave out a part? I feel like he left out something.
It was like a warming station.
Is the station? Maybe the station sunk. Maybe that's what he said. Maybe it was like there, and then the global warming made it like melt into the ice.
Black and Yellow Texas Steel says we believe in God. No
Boom.
Global warming.
Big facts. There it is.
Jacob Alessio says we live in an infinite universe. There's no global warming.
I thought it was multi-universes, man. I watched Spider-Man and X-Men and Deadpool and all that. It was multi-universe, man. Deke. It's like 30 different Dekes and 30 different universes, man.
I like this one. Zix Shazier says global warming is real, but the Earth will fix itself with the weather. Ooh. So what does it really mean?
It's a counterbalance, huh?
How about this one?
Okay.
Jason King. This one's good too. We get more oxygen from the ocean than the trees.
I mean, the trees just make me cough a little bit, so I can see that. I can see the correlation there. Yeah.
Frank K says the Earth is 4.5 billion years old.
That's pretty old. Got a little age on her. Still kicking though. Got a little age on her. Yeah.
I like these takes. It's got me thinking about some stuff now.
Rod
Especially
Dollars.
that ocean one. We get more
that's
oxygen
right.
from the ocean than trees.
But the thing that's odd is like we get it, but we can't be down in the ocean without having proper equipment. Otherwise, we'll drown. It's like, yo, we can't just survive in one part or the other. It's like we need this, but we need that. We gotta have this, but we also gotta have that. This is good for you, but too much of that, hey, that'll kill you though. It sucks, man.
I'd love to live by the ocean one of these days.
I mean, Deke, you go by the ocean whenever you want to live by the ocean. You just choose to be here with us common folk. But you know that you can be down there. I'm about to say, yeah.
Tough back and forth I have going on. Like, I think Pittsburgh will always be home, but I wouldn't mind for a year, a stretch of time, just living by the ocean. Man. I think I'll always come back for sure. I mean,
man,
this is something. There's something about Pittsburgh.
He's saying want to live by the ocean. All right.
I'd love to.
All right. Surfing too?
No.
I
just walking on the beach.
Are you gonna give me the surfer vibes next, man?
No.
Or skater vibes. You've been to Venice. No. You've seen both sides now.
Absolutely. Yeah. No.
This skater crowd was such a group, man. It was a group. It was a cool group. We was out there. Yeah.
I respect to them.
Shout out.
Putting their bodies on the line. Hey, that's just doing it for the love of the game too. It's not like
that's
they're
big
getting paid.
Facts. Big doing it for the love of the game. All right. Respect on that, man.
Now the Barbarian is saying living by the ocean is bad for cars.
Maybe
Deke, trust me. Huh?
Weather, sand, maybe that element. I can see that. Depending on how close you talk about that. Yeah, because I would say, man, growing up in the 757, we right by the beach. But at the same time, I wasn't living in Virginia Beach, where you're technically like what you're saying in terms of on the beach every day. We just had like
I don't need to be on the beach, but like a couple roads away where I could walk to it.
Yeah. So I think in that context, it might be different because of the sand. And I do know Actually, yeah, I do know with the sand, if you stand close enough to sand, that is an issue because, like, whenever the wind is blowing and stuff, it doesn't just stay on the beach. It's going to come into, like, street or two over. So I do know that part. But, it ain't that bad, bro. We'll be all right.
They're saying, Malvo does it, says it's because the ocean breeze carries the salt water in the air.
Yeah, and the salt is definitely bad for your cars. I do know that. But I know that from, like, staying up in Buffalo.
See, this is a fair point from Carl Spackler, though. Salt from up north in the winter trucks is far worse than living by a beach.
Yes, that's what I was about to say, bro. It's literally my Buffalo whip, man. It was a used joint, but it had got to the point where the salt was like eroding the brake lines and the brake pads and everything. And the thing is, like, you go under the car, all that stuff was just like straight rusted, bro.
Man,
all from just the salt they put on the road. So it's like, yeah, you gotta like get your undercarriage washed like weekly if you stand in those areas. Just as a heads up, all right.
All right, now what do we got?
Man, so shoot, with that being the case, let's get to this first topic, baby, because I do want us to get this in before TG calls up or before
time's he coming in?
Now he's supposed to be 5 o'clock, but it's TG, man. So that 5 could turn into 5:05. It could be 5:10. I think the latest we've had one was maybe like a 5:18 or 5 o'clock. Yeah. So he'll be in that vicinity. So that's how we'll get it in. But in terms of some of the things I kind of want us to talk about today to start this thing off, we did have Arthur Smith get a chance to talk, man. Obviously, we know following these preseason performances, people haven't been too fond with what they've seen from him from a fan's perspective. At least I know on the show, we reacted to somebody calling him Arthur Canada at one point. I distinctly remember seeing that comment on this channel, man. So, obviously, that's what comes with being the OC for the Pittsburgh Steelers, along with following up Matt Canada. We have trauma. We've been wounded. We've been battered. And, people are a little up in arms at times. But wanted to kind of get your thoughts on some of the stuff that he talked about, man, if that's cool with the homie. And then we kind of discussed this thing back and forth. But from what he said, man, in terms of him talking to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, basically said, we need to evaluate players, and sometimes it can get distorted, good or bad. Preseason could distort reality, good or bad. We've all seen it. Also goes on to say, that's not their standard, speaking on the offense, and that's not acceptable. But at the same time, you'd rather go through that now than have it happen in week 1. There's a lot going on out there. We've had a really good camp, but the reality is when we've gotten in there in the lights, we found a way. And he said he's not taking anything away from the defense that they've faced, but the offense has found a way to get in their own way in the games that we've seen being played. And he said that those are the things that they need to get cleaned up. So what I wanted to start with you, man, as we start the convo, just a simple assessment, man. Do you think that this is coach talk, or do you think that this is like a legit element of it, man, when he's talking
Didn't
about...
Didn't he pull an Aaron Rodgers, too?
Low-key.
And say relax?
Low-key.
I like that.
Low-key. I went to like the head part of it, but yeah, he did his
I
with a
swear
relax.
I saw that somewhere else.
He did. That's a fact. That's a fact. He didn't spell it out, though. I think that was the difference.
Wasn't
Rodgers, he
as
spelled it out
emphatic.
to us, yeah. So that's why it like stuck a lot longer. But validity of it, man, or do you feel like it's more coach talk in terms of preseason, the evaluation, how it can be distorted, both good and bad? I just think in the context of what we saw last year compared to this year.
Sounds like he stole our takes from Monday.
Uh-oh, talk that talk,
so
D.
I'm going to
talk
say
that
this
talk,
is
D. You better talk that talk.
pretty valid.
I mean, he's in our peak demographic. He's only 42. So that's part of our market. He might be tapping in, bro.
Yeah, I think he hit the nail on the head with all this stuff. Says it's not good enough. We got to step up our standard a little bit, but at the same time, it is just preseason, and you brought it up on Monday, and he reiterated it here. Sometimes you're just calling plays to look at an individual player for an individual player, an individual route, see how they're doing on their one-on-ones. So how that makes the team look as a whole, like you said, that could be looked at however you want to look at it. Because maybe Smith and Tomlin, they're getting exactly what they need whenever they're breaking down the tape the week after. Whereas we just see, we got 0 points. The offense looked like shit. At the same time, it still does need to look better than that. but also it is preseason, so you'd like to get all the kinks worked out before the regular season hits and the games matter.
We're in that like weird space where it matters and it doesn't matter. We put stock in it, but like to what extent is that stock being placed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just tough because everything's new, and we don't really have any basis to compare this to. We don't have a foundation to compare what the offense is right now to something in the past. Whereas if we had Ben, we could point to, all right, come on, this
Right.
is Ben. No, we got 2 new quarterbacks. We got a whole new offensive coordinator. We got young players on this O-line. We got a Pickens. Pickens is pretty much Pickens and Jalen Warren. I guess you throw Najee. Those are the only guys I think we can say we know what these dudes are going to deliver.
Yeah.
Outside of that, we're all up in the air.
We'll put move. We'll say move too.
I
I tried to throw him in there, Deke. I'm sorry, man. I thought we were going to go there, man. I tried to throw him in there,
we
man.
know what his floor is. No, we know what his floor is. We'll say that.
Right.
We know what his floor is. But there's still uncertainty revolving him on what his upside could be. His ceiling.
You know you're accurate with that. I was swinging for the optimism
if anything,
side,
if
man.
you want to throw Muth, then we could take Najee out because maybe there's uncertainty about Najee with how he fits the Arthur Smith
don't you
system.
do that. If we go
Jalen Warren fits any system.
If we're gonna put one in there, we're putting Najee in there. All right, respect
why I
that you
threw him in
move.
there.
You know you're the homie. But if we gonna do that, we gonna go Najee.
But if you only could throw 3 names in,
yeah,
I think Muth would be out.
yeah,
Just out of respect for Najee's 3 1,000-yard seasons.
it has been consistent. Even though we do feel that Move has the potential to be the higher end and more impactful longer term player. Yeah. Naj, I think he gets in that big 3, man. Okay.
I think it's a good take. I think it's what you have to say, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean it's not true.
Okay. Well, I kind of feel the same way with it, man. It's like I said, man, when you're talking about this preseason stuff, there's a difference between the evaluation versus the scheme part of it. And what you said was perfect, man. They might be wanting to just simply see if I call this formation, I know what it's going to do to everybody else, but I want to see, can this guy make this block on the backside? Or I want to see, can GP line up away from this and still win this one-on-one? Can he create this separation? In certain instances, we're not going to do that for 4 quarters. But in the preseason, that's the easiest or the most effective way to kind of get some of those evaluations. And then I also think of in the same breath, we're still getting a chance to legitimately see if Deke can actually win this one-on-one in this vanilla scheme. Now, once the regular season does get here, I at least know in the back of my mind, I can call certain plays with him out there, or I know what plays I can't call with him out there because of what we kind of had a chance to see right here. But at the same time, it's like I feel like this is easy to say, but at the same time, I think it's a little bit harder for everybody to accept solely based on we haven't had the best of situations from an offensive perspective these past couple of years. I think if
and
we would
this is only preseason. You could look at it one or two ways.
Yeah.
Like, it's preseason in that, all right, if we suck, it's whatever, but we're also facing very vanilla defense.
And it's like, yo, it's preseason. It's like even last year with the Matt Canada situation where we weren't the most fond of it, we still could point and say, man, they had 5 drives where it was 5 touchdowns and everything looked perfect, even though it was still preseason. Now, we know regular season it was different, but that's part of where we're at least looking and saying, well, if theirs looked so good and it started off tough, now granted, it was the Niners they opened up with, how should we be kind of viewing this situation if we haven't even gotten to the point just yet where they look good?
Here's what I'm thinking. Arthur Smith, he's been around the block, knows what he's doing, was running a top 5 offense down there in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So obviously he is probably chilling on some of the schemes and things he wants to do in the regular season and not just throwing it all out there in meaningless games. Whereas with Matt Canada, I feel like it was the perfect storm for him in preseason. If you think about it, he's dialing up his best plays for the first 15 plays.
He needs to see if it works.
And then we're going up against these vanilla defenses. And
it is working.
Yeah,
it's working. It's working great.
Maybe
Deke,
I think that explains it right there. That explains it.
Lord, I feel like that wasn't a intentional shot. Straight.
Oh, it was.
I was about to say it felt like it was a backdoor shot. I just didn't want to throw it out there.
Was.
Okay, it felt shottish.
Perfect storm for Canada. Like, that's what he needs for the offense to be successful. Vanilla defenses, meaningless games, and for him to dial up his best stuff for the first 15 plays.
Let me find. I know he's on vacation somewhere. He's probably got a nice little drink with the umbrella and the cool little, you know what I'm saying, colors on to getting the check in the mail. But Matt Canada, wherever you're at, toes in the sand, just Took a hit with a straight, bro. It be like that sometimes, man. It's like that. Just hey, stay safe out there, man. All right. I thought that's what that was. I tried to be. I was like, no, that ain't no shot. Yes, shot. That was all right. All right. Hey, shout out to your transparency, though, man. You was honest with the shot. All right, respect, man. So
Yeah, like those were Canada's best 15 plays he had.
I mean, when you say it like that, yeah, I can see that. But those are two different perspectives, though, and I could definitely understand that, man, because one is a guy that was trying to see, does this stuff work? He didn't up until even last year. He hadn't proven that, he could get it done or had done it for 17 games plus a postseason anyway. So all of that does, that thought process to me makes a ton of sense, man. But the other thing I wanted to ask you about, man, with Arthur Smith, and he was talking also about this standard, right? He said that, make sure I quote him right so I ain't messing him up. He says, that's not their standard and that's not acceptable. But at the same time, you'd rather go through this now than have it happen come week 1. And I like that thought process, but my question to you is, what is technically this standard? Or is it a new standard since we have new coach, new personnel at quarterback, etc.?
I think it's just guys being professional.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, he knows that's not good enough. Some of the veterans on the O-line, that's not what we're about either.
Yeah.
Najee, Jalen Warren, Pickens. I think it's just being a professional. Like, what an offense is supposed to look like and how it's supposed to be humming. And that ain't it. It's not going to win you games.
Yeah. I mean,
I think that's what it comes down. I don't think there's a deep, Steeler aspect to it or anything. I just think we got a bunch of guys. So, I mean, we do have some younger guys, but a Russ, a Van Jefferson, Sam Alou, James Daniels, a Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, Pickens, some of these guys that have some years under their belt, they just know that this isn't what an offense is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
There's a way we're supposed to uphold ourselves out here.
No, that's real. That's real. And part of me, man, when I was seeing the whole standard part, I did see where the people were bringing up the statistical element of our offense right now, scoring 15 total points in the 2 preseason games. Where does that make you feel one way or the other, man? Or you not really as concerned with the point total?
I'm not. It's preseason. I think that's my mantra right now.
Yeah, it's preseason.
It's preseason. Ask me in the regular season, we're 2-3 weeks in. If that's the points per game, then I'll be like, that's not good enough. Clearly.
I mean, because last year,
where
were we at last year? It was what, 17, 16, something like that, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, all I know is Mason came in and we were putting up 30. That we need to at least get to that.
Facts.
Because if we don't,
then everything looks like for loss.
Well, I was gonna say you do need to start asking yourself, we did all this, we made all these changes.
Mm-hmm.
We had a guy right here where we go 3-0 to end the season. He plays good in the playoffs and just say bye. Mm-hmm. And we could have got him on the cheap too.
Yeah, that's true. Now, granted, I don't think money-wise we would be taking the L, but personnel-wise,
I
was going to say money-wise we're not taking the L just yet. Yeah,
Fields and Russ right now might be less than what Mason's getting.
Yeah, I was like, it would have been half decent with that part, but now I do agree with what you're saying right there, man. I think that's going to be interesting too in terms of how patient everybody is expectation-wise.
Well, it's weird though too because Mason was doing that with the Faulkner-Sullivan combo too, so we don't even know what Mason or Kenny would have looked like with Arthur Smith.
Yeah, very
true. I think it would have worked out. If it works out for Russ, works out for Fields, it should have worked out for those two guys, but you never know.
Yeah.
You truly never know. More Russ than Fields is a whole different dynamic with his legs and everything, but we might not even get to see him if it works out for Russ here. He'll just keep the job the whole way through the season.
Yeah. Now, how do you feel, man, in terms of this is the kind of thing, as I summarized through all of what Arthur Smith was saying, it really boiled down to good camp practices and performances versus not so good preseason game performances. I mean, when we talk Justin Fields, we know prior to these games, he was the talk of the town. Every throw that he made was on social media. Every run that he could do was on social media. And we all were having the convos of, is what he doing in practice enough to close the ground or even surpass Russ? And we were kind of going back and forth. A lot of people are still, or not as many, but that was a convo that was still being had, though.
I'd say if you did a poll, I bet you'd be close to 50-50.
Serious?
I'm serious, yeah. People on Fields.
Man, all right.
I'm being serious.
All right. That's a little. I'm surprised by that. Okay. But
I think the buzz is real.
because part of the whole convo that even Arthur Smith was having is, what we're doing in practice settings looks really good, but then you get under the lights and we're struggling. And even specifically with Justin Fields, you talk about the training camp practices look great, performed at a very high level, but we talk about both games, and there have been certain parts in both games where it's kind of left us desiring more, whether it was the QB center exchanges in the first game or in this game where it was almost like he reverted back to just being a runner of the football and not really trying to attack with his arm. But one is in camp where it looks good. One is in the actual games where it does it. But, I mean, are they really up there? You're right. I do see people saying Team Fields. It's kind of crazy. All right. I mean, it's not crazy, but it's like I was a little surprised by that. But does that sway you one way or the other? If everything that we saw from Fields that was good, so to speak, didn't happen in training camp, it was more of the bad reports in training camp, the bad highlights, but he gets to these games and he's playing well. Do you think that would have shifted how we all are feeling right now?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he's putting up $120 and 2 touchdowns, 50 rushing yards, let's just say on average in these 2 preseason games, I think we're having conversations. It's in the game.
Even if the practices were bad, though.
Yeah, but you talked about that Monday with practices. Like some of it's like 7-on-7. They're just set up for certain situations.
Yes. It's
as
more
opposed to
isolated,
a full game flow, getting the feel for how everything's going, series in, series out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you do wait it a little bit more in the preseason. Do you have some concerns with the negative training camp reports? If that hypothetical was true, sure. But I think I would be more excited about that than Fields' current situation.
Okay.
Obviously, the perfect world is he balls out in the
both,
preseason, and we're hearing all these glowing reports from training camp.
In theory, that's what Kenny did last year.
Yeah.
Think about Kenny a year ago. That was the conversation. It was really good training camp practices. Then we could actually turn on the tape in these games and we're like, yo, all right, he's looking
better.
good. Right.
Yeah.
But right now, it's like this, almost like this part of it doesn't match this part of it, but we still have a lot of support for this guy.
What do you
in the
think?
Competition. I mean, for me, obviously both matters, but I do wait in stadium a little bit more than out of the stadium. I feel like when you're in practice, there is a familiarity, especially when you're in training camp. I've seen the same guys since minicamp, since OTAs, right? I get to these games though, I don't know this guy. I don't know what his scheme is, how he practices, how he prepares, what his work ethic is, his strengths, weaknesses, especially in the preseason. It's more so I'm just showing up and I have to trust that my skill set is going to carry me through whatever shows up out here. And as long as I'm fundamentally sound, I should be able to have some level of, a professional floor that's going to look good regardless of what comes out of this building, right? Or what comes across from me and stuff like that. Whereas I just feel like when we're watching the quarterbacks per se. Now, granted, it is a little bit challenging on them too, because we're accustomed to not having to worry about all of this per se, because we're just going to get after you, right? And if you're the running back, you run in, receiver, etc. But the quarterback, they're supposed to be the smartest guys out there. They want to know everything. What's the calls, man? What defense do they like to run? So to an extent, yeah, I do kind of try to add some grace in there for Justin Fields, because you don't know what you're walking into versus Buffalo. Are they blitzing? Are they playing cover 4? Whatever. You don't know what the Texans are going to be running in their second preseason game. What are they doing and stuff like that.
And he had who knows out there at receiver.
Absolutely.
I'll give him that.
Absolutely. So my hope is with Fields, maybe this week, because it's the mock week, right, where they're going to treat this as if they're, playing a regular season game. So it should be a little bit more game plan. It should be a little bit more schematic stuff to help him out. Nothing crazy, but just enough to give him some more understanding of what he's going to face. I'm hoping that we'll see that make him look better than what has been these past 2 games, because he's had moments, but as a whole, I think that he could be a lot better throwing the football in stadium.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think he took a step back last game compared to the game against the Texans. And throwing, he was 6 for 6 on passing ball, and that was one of the highlights from his game against the Texans. I was like, you know what? We had the weird snaps and stuff. He took a sack or 2, and the sack or 2 wasn't necessarily all on him, and pressure got to him. But the one thing I can really, hammer home on and be positive about is when he did make pass attempts, they were good. They were nice. really nice.
You can see the
But then-
arm strength. You can see it, man.
Yeah, and then in this most recent game, we kind of got a mix of everything.
Yeah.
Ball security issues were still there, but then he was less consistent passing. I guess we got to see his legs more though. That was the one upside from this game.
He took what Coach Thomas said and ran with it, literally. It's like, I
Yeah.
want to see more of his legs. Oh, all right, you gonna get all that then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Russ is QB1. I guess we weren't really talking about that.
No, but I mean,
it was
it's a
more
part
about
of it, though.
Arthur Smith.
I mean, we know with Arthur Smith, the quarterbacks are going to matter the most, regardless of what else we're talking about. They have to be good in order for the rest of this thing to work like it's supposed to. All right. Well, shoot, last thing I had, man, before we get some of these supers in, and TG, I think he actually will be on time today. Shout out to the homie. But
I really do got to play him in college football, huh?
You still ain't got that done?
It's not. Trust me, I'm not ducking. I'm just lazy.
The way he's going to sell it is you're ducking him.
I know that.
Yeah.
I'm just lazy. I think you believe me too.
Yeah, I don't think you ducking TJ in the video
I'm
game,
not.
bro. I'm about to say.
Because I know it would be great content. I know it'd be fun.
You definitely not ducking TJ in the video game, bro. Yeah.
I'm not ducking him, but
I told you, I think you preoccupied. I think you
Dude,
got
I
somebody
haven't-
else that got your eyes.
I haven't
man.
even done a stream. I haven't even done any
That's what I'm
content for the new
saying.
Madden.
That's what I'm saying. I think somebody got your eyes, your attention, your
I'm
interest
reading that
in
Aaron
something,
Rodgers
bro.
book.
I mean, maybe her name is Aaron Rodgers' book. Maybe that's how you describing it. That's like your alias for whoever this person is. But I feel like it's something going on, Deke. I don't know, man. My antenna's just like, it just feels off. It's like, I don't know. He's doing too much, man. He's looking good, man. I don't know, man. He's got somebody out here.
Yeah, it's like, how much of a book can I read?
Yeah, bro. I'm like, hey, Deke, you don't even like to read like that, bro. You reading like this, all of a sudden, like, bro, you're turning down playing the game to read Aaron Rodgers' book. Like, I'm just, yeah, bro.
Something ain't adding up.
Yeah, you talk about you ain't working out, but yet you look fit. That's all I'm saying. You had your arm up. I saw a bicep. I'm like, I ain't seen that beforehand. It look good today, man. So that's all I'm saying, bro. Hey, we're gonna get to the bottom of this, man. In due time. All right. It's been about 6 years. We're gonna find out one of these days. Y'all stick with us though, all right?
I'm just chilling.
Stick
man.
with it. It's
Just
cool,
chilling.
bro. It's cool, man. Like you said, whatever you want to call the name, we'll call it Aaron Rodgers' book. That'd be the nickname. I ain't sure, bro. I'm saying, how was Aaron Rodgers' book today? Aaron Rodgers' book was good.
It's called Out of Darkness.
How was Out of Darkness? Was good. You had a great time with Out of Darkness today. Oh, all right. Nice, man. You went Out of Darkness. Oh, y'all went to the movies. Oh, you read the movies. Oh, of course you read the movies.
That's
D.
a great name for the Aaron Rodgers book, though, huh? Out of the Darkness.
Low key, it's like perfect, bro. It's on brand with AA Ron. It's on brand with him, bro.
It's a great name.
I like it, man. I like it. All right. Well, since we are, finishing up this preseason talk, man, and obviously with Arthur Smith and how he's kind of, had his comments about the preseason, do you have a preference on which type of preseason you like, man?
What?
Do you have a preference on the style of preseason you like, whether it was the last year version with the elite highs and we're coming in this thing? Like,
Yeah,
it's
I'll
about
take
to be
that
perfect.
one.
Okay.
But, yeah, if you're giving me an option, I'll take last year's preseason.
Okay.
But deep down, it doesn't matter. Especially now. I know it doesn't matter.
All right.
But yes, the podcast would be more fun. The shows after the games would be more fun. So that's why I'll go with last year's preseason.
All right.
But
I like it, man.
what it means for regular season, what it means in December, January, February, you got to realize it doesn't mean much. It actually means nothing. As long as you get out of there healthy.
Facts on that. Getting out of there healthy. And I think we do know Russ is playing.
Everyone on offense.
I was about to
needs
say,
play.
yeah. I don't think we have
Everyone.
the guys ruled out just yet. I need to see everybody on. I don't want to see TJ. I don't want to see Minka. I don't want to see Cam. No, I don't want to see Highsmith either. I'm actually cool not saying Patrick Queen.
What preseason you like better?
Oh, man. Why you want to do me like this, Deke? Why you want to do me like this, man? I don't know.
You like this new one. You like this low expectations,
You know how,
not looking good.
you know how I feel like, bro. I'm the low key, and then we just go pop up a surprise.
Because you don't have me coming in saying Kenny's going to be top 3 and puffing out my chest. I don't think you like my quarterback list this year. I think that's what it comes down to. I have Kenny over Josh Allen.
Don't do me like that, bro. I'm innocent. All right, I'm innocent, man.
I'm never going to live that list down. The worst one was the Mitch one. The worst take I had was whenever I was saying Mitch is better than like 50% of starting quarterbacks out here. That was actually worse than the Kenny top 3.
He go 30-10, bro. I would never forget we had them combos, bro.
The Kenny one was at least I tried to lay it out for everyone. This is a prediction for the upcoming season. Whereas Mitch, I said right now I'd take him over Tua. I'd take him over like Daniel Jones. That one might be true.
Yeah, but that was also because Tua was talked to not nicely. So you have to understand that context matters.
Yeah, but probably all those guys that I said I'd take Mitch over. Outside of Daniel Jones, I'd flip it now.
Daniel Jones don't get no. He convince you yet?
Actually, I'd take Daniel Jones over Mitch. Yeah.
Oh, well, Mitch ain't throw the pick 6. Just throwing that out there. All right. Daniel Jones threw the pick 6. Just remember that.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in either way. If you're
deciding
between Mitch and Daniel Jones.
Come on, give me your Deke. You know how Deke do it. Who's cheaper? Give me the cheaper. Come on, man.
No, I was just gonna say we got to see Daniel Jones be better more recently. That's about it. Tough. I think that's the only argument you can make between the two.
That is. Trubisky's led a team to a victory the other day, man. Daniel Jones ain't do that.
Preseason.
Shout out to his stat line.
So
too.
you like this preseason though?
No, you know what? I'm kind of torn.
This one makes you smile.
I'm kind of torn. You know, I liked last year's for us as a whole. I just kind of like certain results this go around, but as a whole, though, we'll see, man. We'll see. You know,
you like seeing the Steelers at 0-2 on the standings.
You know what? Maybe this is gonna make the guys hungry and pissed off to start the year off.
Yeah.
Versus the alternative, because last year everybody was saying what we're gonna fit Kenny Pickett for his gold jacket. We're gonna fit George Pickens for his gold jacket. Everybody looked great. Jalen Warren's about to be the best running back in the league. Remember, everybody was up here on 1,000.
Well, if he got more touches, he might be.
We're going to find out. Hopefully he got the hammy right now, so we got to see what's up with him right now. Yeah, but that was my thing. I just felt like last year, man, the expectations got so high, got so loud, and in some cases, from my perspective, I thought unrealistic. I don't think we are going through that this year. I think in a way, because what we've seen in the preseason, these 2 games, along with some of the injuries that we've sustained, the no Nate Herbig for a couple of weeks now with him going on injury reserve, us seeing both Broderick and Troy kind of struggle in their 2 preseason games, I think in a way it might bring them expectations down a little bit. So now it's more of a overachieving versus them trying to chase something like this, and we're waiting until week 10 for us to finally get there. I think all of that is kind of like in a weird way benefiting us. So that's kind of why for me, I'm like, I don't actually mind this version right here, man. Last year was loud, bro.
And last preseason wasn't just it. When you look at the last 2 or 3 preseason, it was kind of the same. I know 2023 was the pinnacle. I mean, the 5 for 5 with the first team offense.
You couldn't beat that.
Right, but think the year prior we went 3-0. We got to see Mitch, Kenny, and Mason. Like, they all played pretty good in preseason. Everyone was excited about Kenny being a rookie and everything. He had the game-winning drive in the first one.
Right.
And there was the talk, should we start Kenny
over
Mitch?
Right.
People were excited. And then
remember,
the year
Mason
before
was
that,
balling too that preseason. He had the quiet one.
Yeah, he was doing good with the second and third stringers. And then the one before that was Big Ben's return. I think we went 3-0 in that one.
Because remember
the
he
last
played.
preseason
Was it the
game,
Lions game he played in?
Last
Looked
one.
clean. Yeah,
exactly. We were really excited about that too. And I think all 3 seasons slow starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, weren't we like 1-3 in
I
Ben's
say it was only the one
last year?
Because the year before that was with the 11-0. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Mitch season, we benched Mitch. We were 1-3, 1-4,
3 games into
like
it. Yeah.
And then last year, obviously, you know, we were first in the AFC North after 5 weeks, but we know it didn't look right. We know that.
It was the most janky first in the AFC North. It was janky.
Very slow start on offense. So yeah, maybe this is the vibes we need in preseason to suck.
No, we ain't gonna say they suck. We'll just say not looking like a finished product. There we go. Very, very far away from a finished product. Very, very, very far.
So you know what? Now that you put it that way, though, now I'm expecting
saying,
a quick start.
Now you don't do that.
Now that we're having this conversation,
I can't lower the expectations a little bit. I just a tinky bit. Just go back a little bit, man, because it's about to.
We'll be fine.
Respect.
Me saying we'll be fine, though, is much different than what my energy was last year. We'll be fine. And I said that last podcast. After rewatching it, getting to see Russ for those first 4 or 5 series with those low expectations, as you say, with the low expectations, trying to look at it as objectively as possible. I'm like, yeah, we'll be fine. It's preseason.
Yeah, it is, dude. I'm with it, bro.
Russ looked in control, in command. Didn't make any mistakes. Had a nice pass to Pickens. We'll be good.
Yeah.
More worried about Rodgers Jones, if anyone.
Fair.
O-line and running it. And Belichick said it on McAfee.
You heard
yesterday.
him, yeah.
He said Russell Wilson ain't the problem.
Yeah.
I'd be more concerned about the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at after these 2 preseason games. I actually agree with him.
And they both go hand in hand in terms of the running game and the O-line needing to be better. O-line plays better. Running game is going to be a lot better. O-line doesn't play better. Running game is going to suck, and we still going to struggle to drop back and throw this football. So, yeah. I just don't like how we banged up right now, man. It's just like, dang.
Did you hear Broderick Jones' quotes?
No. Talk to me, man.
He says he's as healthy as he's going to get.
There it is. That's the quote I love to hear, baby. As healthy as he is going to get. You know what that means? Yeah, bro, it's bad. It ain't surgery bad, but it is what it is, man. It ain't about to get any nicer than this, so we're going to rehab. We're going to do what we need to do. I'm going to brace it up.
Excuses.
I'm playing. Yeah.
He said no excuses.
I know exactly what he's saying. Facts. I get that. I don't.
So we might have to bench him.
No, so this is the thing, man. If we had an alternative option, sure. But right now, we're talking about a guy who has a compromised arm versus a guy who has a compromised leg in terms of Troy, who is also a rookie. So I just think I get what he said. He's basically telling us, like, look, bro, this
What if Fautano is 100% by week 1 and Broderick's at this 60, 70%? And he's going to be at 60, 70% the whole season.
If he's 60, 70%, I think that's a very different conversation. I think if he's flirting with 80, closer to 90, and we just know, like, yo, you're going to be dealing with a compromised arm in some capacity, then I'm rolling with Broderick to start it off until he shows me he can't be out there. But if he's 50, 60%, Broderick hasn't shown that much just yet where we're like, yeah, half of Broderick is better than a whole Troy as a rookie. Like, a healthy Troy, like, I can't go there just yet. You saw Broderick last week?
That's what I mean. That was bad.
Yeah. Now, hopefully that was the 50, 60%. This week he's 80, 90%. Yeah. That can't be his 80, 90. That can't be his 80, 90. That can't be his 80, 90.
He healed up that quick.
I just don't think that's his 80, 90. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
It's the combo of the injuries and
it is preseason.
Not caring about preseason.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going with that. Because even when I went back and watched, I was like, yo, let me just see. Are you favoring it? Do you shake it after you get beat? You know, some dudes, that's like the thing. You get beat on the rep, and it's like, hold on, let me go to the injury real quick. Let me just, He ain't do that. So I'm like, yeah, how like bad is it? Or is it just a bad play by you, bad game by you, and we just chalk that up? So that's why I'm hoping to get new information this week when we see him versus Detroit.
Is he only saying this because he expects to start and be out there versus if he actually sat out half the season, he could be 100%?
It could be a little bit of both. I don't see why both can't be true. And the problem is we can't get that 100% information until the injury report comes out. Preseason, the teams aren't obligated to put out injury reports. I get that from, like I said, talking to reporters that are down there and, you know, just trying to figure out who knows what in terms of the injury stuff because there's no official news about that. But the communication, man, could go a couple of ways. I know from personal experiences, you have a certain injury, man, where you do feel like you're compromised. They'll put you in the brace, and the conversation is, man, we don't have the options. So you're either going to do it or we're going to set you down for the whole season, and we got to bring in somebody else. And when it's that convo, you're like, bro, brace me up. I'm going to do what I have to do until I can't anymore. And depending on how that conversation went to Broderick, that could be why he said what he said. I'm as healthy as I'm going to be, but no excuses. I'm playing. Because he understands that who am I going to sit down for? Who am I going to take myself out the lineup for that we're clearly saying, hey, you're better. This is the better option. We're seeing it be the better option. We don't have that right outside of Dan Moore. We don't have that. And with Troy, the bad part is because he's still coming back from the injury, he's not getting the valuable practice reps right now either. So you go from three series in the preseason where he kind of got the bad end of it to now throw him out there week 1.
It all depends on what the status was on Broderick this last game.
This is true.
That's what it comes down to.
I need Broderick to have been compromised in some capacity.
If that was Broderick's best, then yes, I am just throwing Fautano out there.
I would agree. That's why I'm saying I need that to be the worst it looked, but I can't tell until I see him this week, because now we can compare the performances. Right now, it's just like, yo, I got a bad and a really bad.
Maybe it's almost like the quarterback situation. You try Broderick out for a couple weeks. If he ain't right, then you got to throw Fautano.
You know
out there.
what?
Shut Broderick down.
I think that's something that they're having those discussions about. I feel like the Troy knee situation makes it very different because it is a lower body injury. When you're talking lower body, just the way that you're talking about the movement, kick slide, and sustainability is just a lot more caution that goes with guys coming back from lower body injuries versus upper body. If Broderick was in a knee brace because he tweaked his knee, you're not seeing him out there. You tweak that elbow, you're going to be out there. Tweak that ankle, iffy. Shoulder pop out, you out there. You know? Like, that's just, you break your ankle, you're not out there. You break your wrist, put me in the cast, I'm playing. Break your toe, I can't run, man, sit him down. Break your finger, man, take me up, I'm good. So I just think that for those two, that's kind of going to be where they're at right now. But hopefully Troy gets healthy, so now we can make it at least where we have legitimate options.
Yeah.
Because right now I just don't feel like we necessarily have the full gamut of options that we would want. Like, granted, we could put other guys out there, but for what we want.
Some people are high on Dylan Cook.
That's what I was going to say. If we wanted, like, we could do this, but that is very different than the conversation being a Broderick or a Troy or one of those with Dan Moore. I think a Dylan Cook and Dan Moore, I don't know how many people are going to be sold on that, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
2 first-round picks at the offensive tackle spot aren't going to be playing week 1 potentially.
You catch what I mean?
If you do that. I think we're still going to go with Broderick, but what if it is Dylan Cook and Dan Moore?
People be looking like this.
Fautano and Broderick Jones on the bench.
Now,
it would be a little bit due to injuries, but
until somebody got hit or it was a sack, and then we going to be out here losing our minds, man. Yeah. So that's the thing, man, with those dudes. I'm just like, I wish the health was a little bit clearer, because I think that would make it a little bit easier for us to process. But we're dealing with that attack, and we also got the center situation. Like I said, we've officially put Nate Herbig on injured reserve with the torn rotator cuff. So we starting the rookie. For better or worse, man, we're going to find out.
Yeah, I'm happy about Frasier starting, but this isn't how I wanted it to be.
Yeah. It is also funny to me, too.
Because Frazier's played good too. I think it would have been, even if Herbig was still healthy, a legitimate conversation going into week 1. Maybe they would have stuck with her. Like my guess is the Steelers would have won that approach.
They would, yeah.
But I think it would be a legit conversation with how Frazier's been playing.
Because Herbig's played well.
But credit to Herbig, because Herbig has stood up on his own.
Absolutely.
If it was Herbig coming out here and not looking good, then it'd be obvious it was Frasier. But no, Herbig
and
started
they also
this.
like the veteran presence that he brings, because he's not a rookie. He's been out here for a while now.
Yeah, he started off as center 1 and really hasn't given it up. Yeah. So you got to credit him for that.
No, respect, man. Respect. But yeah, that's one of the ones too where it's like, not only does that force Zach Frasier into the starting lineup without a safety net now, because we said Herbig could play bad, you could go to Frasier. Frasier, if he started and played bad, you could always potentially go back to Herbig. Right now, that's a little bit up in the air, but it also impacts a guy like Mason McCormick. You know, because now you're talking about, instead of you being just backup guard, now you need to come over here and get the center action.
What about Spencer Anderson?
Potentially him as well. Yeah.
Because he got the center snaps at Maryland. Was he taking center snaps last preseason, last offseason?
Last preseason, yes.
Has he done any this year?
OTAs, I don't know in terms of
I feel like
game.
He's been doing guard,
I don't feel like
right?
he's been game, yeah. And I know with Mason McCormick, there has been communication from him that he will be taking on more snapping stuff.
Okay.
So I don't know in terms of the rotation, are they going to put him out there with that second unit? But that has been communicated that he's going to have to take on a little bit more snapping stuff. And he said he's cool with it. He said he has, background snapping and stuff like that as well. So like, all right.
I kind of like that approach better than signing a Mason Cole.
Okay.
At least right now. I think it's a different story if Frasier does go down and we're talking about bumping up Mason McCormick or signing another guy. I think that's a whole different story. But I would almost just like to see how some of these young guys develop on the depth chart, like the Dylan Cooks, like the Mason McCormicks and Spencer Anderson, as opposed to getting someone out there like a Mason Cole who's on the back half.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to him, but I'd rather just, give these guys the opportunity to show some of their versatility and what they can do.
So,
because we got some guys who
We do.
can be the foundation for this O-line for the next like 5 or 6 years.
that's how we felt when we got this draft. We said, man, between last year and this year, the amount of resources that we put in draft picks for the offensive line, I mean, we got 4 dudes within, our top 2-day draft picks, man. So we clearly feel good about that group in terms of what we're investing in them. But it's one of those things almost like in real life with an investment. Are we about to look at it too soon, before it's had a chance to really develop and grow and become what we think it's capable of? And does that change our overall outlook on what it is because we're looking at it right now versus allowing it to have some of that time to mature and develop?
Yeah, and luckily with Mason McCormick, he's not our center one. Or he doesn't have to start at guard. So perfect world, our starting line can stay healthy. He's just chilling on the depth chart, learning and developing throughout the season.
Yeah.
But if Frasier does get that, I think you do have legitimate conversations about trading for a more proven center versus starting McCormick.
Especially if we feel
but
like
I would wait
the season
till
is
then.
going good and, everything else looks fine in terms of protection. If that's the only thing that we're isolating and saying, yo, this injury is the only reason why we got to be better, yeah, I'm with you. I like it then, man.
PG time.
I like it. Yeah, he didn't text me. He said, I'm ready, dog. I said, all right, man, we're going to hit you then. See, I hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel and digging what y'all are experiencing today. Make sure I plug this in real quick.
Doobie Mills is saying Mason Cole lost some weight, 205.
Hey, all right.
He's bringing up Ryan McCollum, but that goes to my point. If we're relying on Ryan McCollum after Frasier, we're having conversations about bringing in another
Catch what
center.
I'm saying?
If it's between McCollum and McCormick, the two MCs.
Yeah.
Then
We're like, hey, Spencer Anderson, man, we're gonna make you the starter right now, man. Put you out there. It's like, yo, that's cool. All these dudes are cool, but I just think that, yeah, we're gonna be having them questions, man. We're gonna feel a little uncomfortable. That's the nice way to put it. Alrighty, all right. Man, you over that joint struggling, bro. God. I was like, yo, my dog that hit the computer. He about to knock the water over. Lord.
I think we're good.
About to say, yeah. Please don't knock your whole setup over. Please don't. All right. We good?
I'm ready. It's here, TG.
My dog, let's get it. All right. Let me get the homie dialed in here real quick. Y'all don't want to hear his nines that we was bumping earlier. No. Y'all want to hear from TG. Let's talk to the homie. We're not. Think I got everything set up right?
You might need to turn the volume up a little bit.
There it is. I was about to say, dang, bro, I feel like I should be hearing something. All
You
right.
can blame me.
Nah, that was accountability. That's my fault, man.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mama, there goes that man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. It's Wednesday, so you know we got the homie pulling up on us. I'm talking about that Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker. I'm talking that West Virginia Mountaineer. They say it's almost heaven if you an alum over there. But then I'm talking about my locker mate. My mother freaking locker mate. One half of the locker mate's the one and only Terence Garvin, a.k.a. TG. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's really him. Oh, we love this man. Oh, yes. I'm just, hey, bro, you know what time it is, bro. You know what time it is, man.
Love it. You know, we here.
So how my dog doing, man? How my dog doing you know what I'm saying, down there in flow mode, man? You living good over there, man?
Feeling good, man. You know, it's Wednesday. You know what I mean? Work week, grind week in a sense, man. You know, getting ready. It's Wednesday. Trying to get some new fire zones going. You know how it goes.
Okay. In honor of Dick LeBeau, when in doubt, blitz it. Respect.
When in doubt, blitz them.
Respect.
When in doubt, Blitzburg them.
So shout out to Blitzburg and shout out to defense more importantly, man. Because I like what we've been seeing from our defense. But we haven't talked to you yet since the second preseason game has taken place, man.
Okay.
So I mean, with that being the case, what was your thoughts on what you saw there versus the Buffalo Bills? I know it's a really, really tough opponent, man. Really good team, a lot of depth, offense, defense, special teams. I get it. But, you know, from your perspective, what'd you see out there, man?
I thought it was a preseason game, you know, preseason game too. A lot of ups and downs in a sense. I thought it's stuff to build on. You know, the ball wasn't on the ground. No super just pre-snap penalties, jumping off sides, things like that. I think that's a positive, you know. I think the Lions still kind of in their way in the sense of being able to protect. I thought them boys was getting kind of. I thought they didn't win up front. I didn't feel like the line won up front, offensively or defensively.
What you mean by that?
The first team defense looked pretty good.
You know how it is. Like,
Shelby and Benton were pretty solid.
Who's getting knocked back versus who's winning the line of scrimmage? You know, that reestablishing the line. I just didn't feel like they totally won the line at the game, and they seen each other all week. So it's like, you know how that is. You know what I mean? Like that's the game. It's like it's been more wins and losses have come in practice than in the game. Like we know each other at this point. We play each other all week. I've seen that route all week. So it's like I thought just the physicality. I thought Buffalo won that aspect of it, but I thought there's a lot to build on for Pittsburgh. Like in terms of ball's not on the ground. You got to see some rust. I didn't think it looked bad. I thought it's coming a little bit. I thought Justin Fields gave some flashes. I thought he looked pretty well. But it's coming. It still looks like it's trying to find his way. It's some runs that you can see. It's a block away from getting out. So it's like it's some optimism in it.
Yeah.
But I think they still grinding. They still putting it together a little bit. Still looking for their rhythm. I think defensively, I didn't think they played bad. They give up no touchdowns. It's hard not to let nobody score. I don't care where you at. So it's like, I thought that was a grind, just giving up field goals is what I mean. Like, it's hard not to let nobody just totally get in the paint. Mm-hmm. So, I think that's a positive. I think those are things to build on, no matter who's in there. So it's like, I didn't think it was bad, preseason game too.
Okay.
Lot to build on. Like I'm saying, my thing is preseason. Like, you always want to win, but it's like it's coming. You know what I mean? The season coming. These are the spar sessions, as Coach Tomlin would call them. Like the live fights about to come up real soon. So
2 weeks, baby, 2 weeks.
Yeah. Good sparring sessions, though. Real good sparring.
Is there any quarterback controversy in your opinion?
Dun dun dun.
Or are you sticking with Russ? Because that's where we left off with you last.
No, Russ gonna start this thing off, man. Like, Russ gonna start this thing off. Like, this is.
Could you make a case for Justin Fields? Like, you personally?
Say, give us an argument, man. One way or the other, man.
I think Justin Fields played really good. Like, I don't think he's played bad. I wouldn't say his games have just been elite, but I think he's taking all the snaps. So him taking per se all the snaps, like, I think he's done well. I think he's gotten a little bit more familiar with the offense, with the weapons. I think people trust him. I think he got, in a sense, internal fan base in terms of the players. Like, it's players that rock with him.
The fans do too. I think the fans really want Fields out there.
Yeah, I think he's the future. Like, he feels like the future. He really does. Like, and it's like, we'll see what happens. And it's the league. You know how this thing goes. It's fluent. He feels like he's the future, but it's like Russ gonna start this thing. It's kind of like it's almost like Ant-Man. Like Ant-Man was gonna start for Team USA. Like,
yeah.
Even though he's the hot gun right now, he just wasn't gonna start for Team USA.
That's
like
the future, though. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, but that's the future. Like, we're gonna keep it happy. It's good, but it's like he wasn't gonna start yet. So, I think Justin Fields done pretty well. Like, I think you can see the danger. He's dangerous.
Yeah.
If he tuck it and run, like, or his just ability to keep the play alive and make something happen, like that play he had on the sideline, that was like, that was amazing quietly, like quietly amazing. So it's like he's giving us highlights, he's giving us things to look forward to. I just think it's gonna be Russ's show to start,
Now, looking at both of those guys, though, right? Obviously, we know with Russ, we saw a little bit more throwing of the football. With Fields, it looked more of him reverting to almost exclusively running it. Did that
play action?
Yeah. Did that make you feel any different in terms of how we're viewing Justin Fields' development. I know when we went down to training camp practices, we talked more about him throwing the football versus utilizing his legs. But in the game, it became more of a his legs, and it was very minimal production with his arm.
I think that's just the flow and ebb flow of the game. You know, like I really, as crazy as it sounds, like it's also a preseason game where you're trying to get people out of here. You know, rush start the game. Let's run our plays. Let's get some stuff. Let's see him throw it a little bit. Let's feel good about it. All right, it's second quarter. It's, you know what I mean? We're going in the second half. Let's try to get out of here totally healthy. Let's run the ball a little bit, man. Let's get some of our runs going. Let's feel good about that. Let's feel good where we're at, and let's get up out of here. You know, we done played these boys all week. Yeah. You know? So it's kind of like,
and very tough opponent too. Very, very tough opponent last week. So I could definitely, I could dig that.
Decently tough.
Yeah, I very, very, very tough. I could dig that. I could definitely
decently tough. See that. Definitely decently tough.
You know? And they ain't even sent that man out there either. You know that.
Man, that man, what he said, he got cold or something?
They ain't even sent that man out there, huh?
It was raining or something. It wasn't ready to go.
I said, ooh, y'all playing.
They're like, man, we paid this too much to drive the Ferrari out here in these conditions.
Hey, we ain't putting this in rainbow.
That don't help with the conspiracy theories from last year, moving that snow game, huh?
Oh, man, chill.
We paid this too much to put the Ferrari.
Bumped it back.
You thought I was gonna put the Ferrari on the grass? Like, oh man, park it right here.
They talk about, bro, this is you can do anything with. I don't care. We put this in the garage. It is not coming out here today. All right.
Hey, I'm not interested in seeing it right now. So, I mean, like to me, it's just some highlights. You know what I mean? Like little stuff you got to see. Like you didn't peep. Like we got to see Patrick Queen and Peyton work together.
Talk about it.
It looked like,
look
but
good.
It's like,
I was like, yo, you moving well.
Like I thought that looked good. Like you know what I mean? Like at the
talk
corners,
that linebacker talk, TG man. You was watching them dudes on defense. Give us some of that defense talk. Then what's up?
I thought they was getting a lot. Like I thought Buffalo came with the bag a little bit more. Like they started pulling guard because I really, you know, I broke that thing down.
Now, hold on. You gonna say they came with the bag more pulling guards? Don't do that. That's crazy.
It's preseason game one. You know, you used to keep the inside zone, outside zone, run you a toss.
No,
but
that was the second one though. Remember, both of them had already had their first taste of blood. So
man,
you allowed to pull guards in the second preseason game, Deke. You could pull a guard in the preseason.
Man, they pulled the tackle.
It was a play that Peyton Wilson. No facts. It's a play where they pulled the tackle. Peyton Wilson's reading this. I'm like, yeah, you got to scheme this. Yeah, facts. You got to scheme that one. That's facts.
It's all making sense.
You know what I mean?
That's facts.
You keep
That's
it real
facts.
You start pulling tackles. You like, yeah, we low key scheme for this.
Bro, when I see how Peyton Wilson had to react, I'm like, yo, if you don't talk about this, you're not just playing this as is. But outside of that, man, don't make it like they was over there scheming. That was not the case, man. It was run. But that was one of them. All right, let me get this on tape. They wanted to get it on tape in the stadium. That was definitely what that was.
Let me get this on tape.
Because I know the exact play you're talking about. Like, that's real. That's real.
Like they was doing some stuff, man. I thought, I thought Pittsburgh. I thought the linebackers looked all right. I thought 50 looked all right. Like the boys tackled,
100%, man. Heck yeah.
He was knocking boys back. You know what I mean? Like I thought he broke pretty well in terms of his pass game. I thought he played a pretty good game. Like I think the linebacker core looked pretty well.
What about the young boy Mark Robinson? How you feel about him?
I like him. It just looked like it's like he's that next man. I like his game though. I think he's a dog. I think he gets downhill. I think he just got to see the right stuff consistently. That's what it looks like.
Consistently.
Like sometimes
yes.
it look like
see it consistently.
Yeah, he'll have a bad read or two, but then he'll have a flashy play.
Bro, he'll shoot one. Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I think it's just making just his eyes. Like if he just can consistently get his eyes together, I think he's a really good player. You know how that league is, man. You take you a bad step for real, it might be gone.
Oh no, that's real life, man. And if you're not a super athlete to be able to make up for it, yeah,
it's gone, and it gets gone quick. So it's kind of like. I thought they looked good. Like I don't think they look bad. I don't like all the hype and all the they're gonna be the worst team. Like, relax. Just relax.
Do you have any
It's
concerns about Broderick Jones?
Uh-oh.
I didn't think he played great, but this is
I
when
thought
you
were
get
gonna
the
say
kick
I didn't
out.
think he played bad. I thought you
I
were gonna
love
say
how
that.
he said. I thought to say. I was like, "Yo, T, what you about to go with this one, man?" I didn't think he played great. My dog, you are funny, bro. I don't know if you peeped this. TG selling him in his media bag, man. That was real politically correct right there by you. Hey, bro. Shout out you and Deke. Y'all both showing some growth with how y'all addressing these people. Like I like y'all energy, man. All right, Deke hit us with some cool little high he critique. I'm like, yo, all right. And you just said it with the he ain't play great. Yeah, I just I'm gonna say he played great. He played great.
It's preseason game too, though, man. This is what them kinks is for, man. We got to get the sparring out. Like he's gonna be in the game. Y'all can say whatever you want to say. You can do all you want to do.
The
like
question
he's
is,
gonna
how much
start.
did injuries contribute to his performance? And he just recently said that he's as healthy as he's gonna be.
And he has a big
But we don't-
brace on that arm
But it's
now.
kind of
bro.
like he might be because he's a dog. He's a, I'm not gonna make excuses type person. Like
I
We
think
talked about it,
think
yeah,
we
that's
had
what we
the same
said.
take. I'm assuming what you're gonna
Right.
say right now.
I mean, if he's sitting around here saying he's hurt, now you're like, oh, is he really hurt? Like you can't win that. So it's kind of like, look, I feel all right, man. I'll be straight. I'll be ready to go.
He just don't like preseason games, is what you're saying.
He might just be a guy that I'm not super like
TG.
not to be like
But
that, but this
TG,
ain't my time.
But bro,
Yeah,
I'm with you. But my man was about to get somebody killed, bro. You know you can't do that out that offense line, man.
He didn't look the
protecting
best.
bag. You gotta protect the bag, bro.
But what was he protecting the bag? He might have a hand in the pile,
you
man.
right.
He might got a favorite too.
My dog say, "Yo, man." He looking at that locker room. So we looking at it like, "Hey, bro, I like him better than you."
Oh my god.
We not about to put that on Broderick, bro. Don't you put that even on Broderick.
I thought he was playing all right, man. He didn't play
Broderick
terrible.
prefers
Like
Fields
we're
to
not.
Rush.
You catch what I'm saying?
Like don't say like he just played terrible. Like it wasn't that.
I mean, dude.
It wasn't not terrible, but it wasn't far
was bad.
from bad in terms of pass protection. Specifically, the pass protection is the thing that kind of stood out the most. I'll just look at it kind of from the other side, TG. You know, obviously we still got connections up in Buffalo. We talked to some of the people up there. The way that they're talking about Gregory Rousseau and Javon Solomon because of their performance against Broderick, I'm just trying to let you know, like, they look like, world beaters right now.
They're saying depoy.
Yeah, and neither one of them do. One's a rookie, and one has never had double-digit sacks. And they're like, yo, is it time for him to take the... Yeah. You know how that go, bro. You know how that go. I'm innocent, but you know how that go, bro. Now, granted, it was Buffalo, so sometimes it's a bad matchup. And that's kind of where I'm cool with. I was like, yeah, I just chalk it a bad matchup. But I don't know how you see that's
Broderick
crazy.
Jones
You
was
see what I'm
taking,
saying? That's
13th
crazy.
overall.
That's
Played
crazy.
good last year for us.
That's kind of crazy.
Rousseau's
though.
what, a late first round pick?
It's Gregory Groot Rousseau, though. That's all I'm saying, bro.
And like you said, never had a double-digit sack season. Broderick should be able to hold his own.
But he has all the potential and all the intangibles. I'm telling
But
you,
I
he's
think at
ready
the
to take a
same
step.
time, can you hear me? Like I think at the same time, it's kind of like that man's going out. Like it's just what you just said. Like that's a hungry dog versus kind of like I'm not super hungry today.
Yeah.
Like man, you're playing really hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and every time you step in the stadium, you should play as hard as possible. But it's kind of like, hey, bro, you're playing really hard. Like
Broderick went to Georgia. Like he was in much bigger games.
I'm just saying, like he didn't come.
I'm with you on that. I think there's a weird preseason.
I gassed up for preseason game too, and I'm
you
not.
know that's facts, TG. It shouldn't be the case, but you know it happens, and I think that's what he's
like
saying. Though it shouldn't be the case, but it does happen. We TG, have you felt like that before in a preseason game, man?
Never.
Respect.
It's me.
Moats, have you?
Don't do me like that.
Yeah,
don't do me like that. 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 Y'all gotta chill.
I was surprised at your answer.
Don't set Moats up like that. You know Moats was out there like, man, I'm not trying to play today. Moats was on it. What's the one coach? The one coach was like, if any starters fight, you playing the whole game. Moats was one of them ones like, man, I'm not fighting nobody.
All right, it's peace.
I'm not fighting nobody. You talking about I gotta play
Peace
this
and
whole
love
game?
today. We are kumbaya. I am Gandhi. All right, just chill. Don't put me in that box like that, bro. But I will say this though. Early in my career, yes, I did have to, and I do understand that side of it. But yeah, I could definitely attest to what he might be saying. But Yeah, and I've had plays like that also. I'm not even going to exaggerate. I have.
And
The difference is, the difference is I played
man,
linebacker.
I'm not about to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not about to jump in that, man.
Right.
I
was gonna say that's the difference though. My bad plays in those moments were as a linebacker where it might go to the flat or this guy might get a 10-yard gain or 15-yard gain. It's not we're watching the quarterback get hit and we're gonna play it on replay over and over and we're gonna highlight
But that's
this.
your position, too,
right?
though.
And that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's the position that he plays. So he kind of doesn't get the benefit of the doubt, and that's kind of where I look at it. And I'm asking myself like, man, I get what we're saying in terms of the human element of it. In terms of Broderick, it might not be as important because it is preseason. But at the same time, you're still protecting one of our starting quarterbacks, whether it is Russ or Fields.
TG brought up a point I didn't think of, though. Maybe Broderick don't want Russ as the starter.
Oh, man. No, please don't start that narrative on this channel.
Fields did go to Georgia for a little bit.
Look, we can start that narrative on somebody else. Just don't start over here, please, man. I don't know. Broderick's a very, very large individual, man. We don't need to have him thinking that we're trying to sabotage his,
No, that
how
is
people
fair.
are feeling about it right now, man. We want to sabotage
You know why
it,
I
bro.
don't think it's true is because in the first preseason game, Broderick didn't look good either, and Fields started.
I was hoping we was going to get a better positive out of this, Deke. That didn't seem positive either. I'm just,
It's positive for Broderick Jones'
integrity.
His integrity, and he's not trying to sabotage Russ.
Yeah.
It's positive in that direction.
There we go.
We just squashed the rumor right there.
There we go. Boom. No rumor. That just y'all heard it from me. All right. This is not a thing. Just we sat there. Just clear that up.
TG was the one that thought of it.
I mean, you did low key say that, TG. So I am putting that on you. You right.
I'm just saying, like, don't let that game. Don't jump on. Like, we need something to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't let that go. Like,
I'm sure there are players that have favorites. There's some favoritism that happens in the locker room now.
There's for sure some favorites.
I'm about to say you got favorites. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's human nature.
That is a fact. We just
Man, I want you to start. Man.
We just don't want to see your play reflecting who you want to start. We just don't want to see
The thing about
it.
favorites is you can't speak on it and you can't play like it.
Right. Like you just gotta play. Like I might want you out here, but I can't play bad with this guy in order to make him look bad so you could come out there. Like, nah, man. Because now we're looking at Broderick sideways. Like, yo, I mean, bro, the conversation surrounding him right now are, do you sit him because what is the elbow? Is Troy Fautanu ready to go out there even though we haven't seen him since preseason game 1? He's been dealing with the knee. Do you put in one of these younger guys, a Dylan Cook, or do you look potentially elsewhere on the market? Like, those were some of the questions that were being had based off of what we saw from Broderick. So that's the part where I'm just like, man, regardless of what it was, it just can't look like that this week, man.
But I think he'll play. I mean, what, they got one more?
Yeah, this is the last one right here. We know Russ
My
is
question
playing
is,
in the
do
game.
they play the guys or do you not play the guys?
So
You
Russ,
play the offense for sure.
Russ went on record today saying that he is playing in the game. We haven't officially heard from Coach Tomlin just yet in the sense of who else is or is not playing, but Russ has at least confirmed that he is playing. So my assumption is if Russ is playing offensively, you're probably going to get everybody on offense. Last week we had that, and the only guys that didn't play were TJ, Cam, Highsmith, and Benny Bishop. Shout out to West Virginia's finest, man.
Shout out Benny, man.
Yeah. But even Minka played last week. Patrick Queen played last week. JPJ played last week. Like it was still a lot of guys out there. But that's the thing where I'm like, if Russ is playing, I'm like, yeah, I think the offense should be out there as well, man.
Yeah, I agree. Because I think they got to get some time, and some rhythm, some flow. So I do agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would you not play then? Who you playing? Who you sitting there? How would you do it?
I'm just playing them boys probably about a quarter. I'm getting to it. Like, let's go dance the real one. Like, I'm just not here for that. I'm not losing nothing right now. Like, I done got this far. I'm saying my prayers. I'm thankful for everything. Let's get out of here.
I would say, yeah, you get the easy pass. You going right to week 1. You
Yeah,
are not playing
some
here.
stuff I know.
Yeah.
Like Patrick Queen, I'm going to dance you a little bit, and I'm going to get you out.
I seen
You know what I mean?
But bro, I'm cool.
I don't need to see the starting defense.
Yeah,
really.
I'm like, bro, you can set that. You go ahead and get to week 1. I ain't tripping.
I just don't need to see. Like, what am I looking for?
Man,
I need to see the starting offense though. do something.
But I think that's a case. What you're saying is a sense where he's probably like, I want to see the starting offense get a little rhythm a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
And
I think that is the case.
Yeah.
I think that do matter. I think defensively is kind of like, see, it's crazy to say this, but I think defensively, it's I'm at you every day. Like, it don't matter who it's against. Like, anybody can get it. Like, I'm at you every day. Like, offensively is a little bit more like, all right, is this a 40? Is this a 30? Like, how we block? It's just a little bit more schematic, you know? While defensively, obviously, it's schematic, but it's like, it comes a time where it's like, bro, get to the ball.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what they do. Get to the ball.
And,
like, you know?
PG, maybe you can attest to this as well, but I also feel like offensively, it's more of a group project. It's hard unless the quarterback and it's a receiver or a running back just stepping out and being God tier. Usually, it's all those guys have to be together on the same page for it to work out. Whereas defensively, you can get beat as a DB, but if I win my rush as a pass rusher, it does not matter.
It works.
As long
I don't
as
mean to be like this, but offenses always start a little bit slower than defenses. Like, it's always like you know, I'm a defensive guy, so I don't even want to admit, but every defense always
offense. Go seek that offense, man.
Defense always whoops the offense to start this day off. Like, you know what I mean? The offenses that are clicking right now are offenses that's kind of been together for a few years. The Texans, you know what I mean? Like, just even the Bills, that's not just clicking, and that was missing some guys, but it's like, man, you got to rebuild it. Yeah, it's different.
Facts.
You know, like, you're seeing different stuff now. Like, you haven't seen this in a few minutes. You know, so it's just different. Yeah. I don't think it's nothing to panic about. You know, there's nothing to panic about. Day at a time.
Agreed.
So, any expectations, or what are your expectations then going for this last game? If that's the conversation, I think we're all in agreement. We don't want to see the guys out there forever, but it does sound like we're at least going to see some of these dudes. We know Russ going to be out there, so we're going to get a certain level of guys with him. What are your expectations?
I think Russ got to be out there a little bit. I think you give him a little bit. I think it's about the same you gave him last time. I think you might give him a whole quarter, you know. If they score early, I think you go ahead and wrap it on up, man. Let's get these other boys on, you know. But I think it's kind of like, if it still seems stagnant, let's get one more in, you know. You want to feel good about the line. And it's not like you're going to super change anything, but you just want to feel good about it. Like, okay, I like how we blocked this, you know. Even if it's just something.
That's true.
It's just an element of confidence. That's the thing. Like, it's an element of feeling good about stuff. Like, that's really a thing. Like, I want to feel good about it, you know? So it's like, you take it in when you feel good about it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel good about it.
Like, I've seen enough for the day. This is a good
seen
day
enough,
right now.
Man.
Yeah.
It's been a good preseason. Let's wrap it on up. I know I got all this going into week one.
Yeah.
Unless something like devastating happens between now and then, I got my full unit. Let's rock. Let's get to work. Yeah. You know, I think. What was it? Herbert. He got hurt last week on some like, what's that? You know what I mean? It's like
just fluky right before the game, man. Torn cuff, put him on injured reserve. But your boy gets
like what's that?
Now, though. Your boy starting now.
Yeah, I know. West Virginia.
Hey, come on, man. Hey, I just figured, you know what I mean?
I don't want you to say it like, you know, I know. But, like, you know, like, that's a dog. That's a pit bull. You know what I mean? That's a pit bull.
But he young, though. You know how it is with rookies, man. We might be starting we might start 2 West Virginia rookies out here week 1. What you talking about, bro?
That's another reason you got, like, I don't want to say gotta go with Russ, but that's another reason Russ gets early nod. Because you're going to see some crazy blitzes come out of that early. Like, let me make sure he's seen this. He ain't seen this one.
Like, bro, if you TG, if you know it's the rookie out there, man, you finna.
Man. I'm not only, but it's a rookie at the. Because I mean, respect. Like, we talk quarterback, but like the center position is the quarterback of the O line. Like, it's so valuable.
It is.
You know what I mean? It does so much. It talks. It sets your slant, your movement. It sets the slide. It adjusts the slide.
We've experienced what it's like to not have varsity play consistently at center. We're not dropping no names. I know Deke ready to drop a name. We ain't dropping no names. All right. Shout out to the Texans. But
I'm just saying, in this time where these D linemen move from 30 to 40 so easy, like, you got to be able to identify that stuff, man. Yeah. Like, you better know what you're looking at, you know, or you get a Russ smash. And nobody wants to see that.
No, you can't have that.
Nobody wants to see smash.
I'm telling you, the fans are leaning Justin Fields right now.
Because you've seen more of it.
The fans at the stadium, they're cheering for Fields.
Low key, that is kind of accurate, bro. What's up with this,
Because you've seen so much of it, though.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's the bad chick that's in the club every night. Like, you keep seeing it.
She bad, but she smokes cigarettes, eat terrible, don't take care of her kids. Is that what you said?
She's just in the club every night.
Oh,
like, you know what I mean? Like, don't panic. Like, don't panic.
Because he could be the future. That's why I think that's what people are excited about.
He says she bad and she in the club. You might think you could wife her. We just don't know what type of bag she got just yet. We watching her dance, I suppose.
But back to the comment about no one wants to see Rush get smashed out there. I don't know. Like we were saying earlier, there might be a portion of the fans
that do want to see
I'm telling you, if you pull up the chat right now, I bet you it's 50-50.
But I don't mean to be like this, but Justin Fields is out there getting hit, though. I don't want you to be like they're hitting that.
But he's getting hit while he's running, so it looks a little different.
But he's having to take off, though.
He's
having to take off.
This is
true. Bro, take off. There's nowhere else to do. You better take off.
If not, you're going to get crushed. We with you.
Yeah. You're going to get crushed. Take off. Take off. Here they come. They've caught us, bro. Take off.
I mean, that is part of what makes Justin Fields unique, though. And that is part that's part of his game. We know when it doesn't work out, he can run. The question is, though, can he ever get to be developed enough as a passer to where it's not just you're a run-only player, you're a passer first that also can kill you with his legs, like we've seen Lamar Jackson transition into, like we talk about Josh Allen transitioning to. I mean, heck, even when you look at Caleb Williams, now he's not to the extent of trying to run it every time, but even his natural feel just looks a lot more like the game has slowed down as a quarterback, whereas we still haven't necessarily felt that consistently about him.
Daniels even looks
like we're
together right now.
Yeah,
but bro, we're in a space
preseason, like Daniels for the Commanders.
Yeah, but bro, we're in a space in life. We're in a space in life. If you can't run, you're gonna be in trouble. These boys are way too fast.
We would agree with that. But would you say when you watch a Jaden Daniels, a Caleb Williams, a Lamar Jackson, a Josh Allen right now, are those guys looking to run first, or are they throwing this thing and it's like, oh, I can still do
this? What are we talking about?
We talking about
preseason. What we talking about?
We can only go off of what we're seeing right now. Right. We can only go off of what we're seeing right now.
So let's be real. Caleb's not about to take off right now. I know they're telling him, bro, throw the ball.
Bro, he's still.
I don't care.
He's still extending plays. I watched. I mean, I seen both.
I watched him too. I seen him extend the ball out, rolling out the corner. I thought it was sweet how he just extended.
But what did you see from him though? It's like, yo, he's doing all this and he's still throwing though. We're seeing with Justin Fields, we're not getting to that just yet. That's what I'm saying,
bro. AR is the most running quarterback out here, but they tell him throw the ball preseason. I don't want to see you running.
So. And he listens and he throws it. Well, that's what we're trying to say is, man, if all these other guys we look at and say, hey, you guys have this unique ability to run at a very high level, why don't you guys look as one-dimensional in these preseason games that when we're watching Justin Fields right now, it does have a little bit of that one-dimensional feel, so to speak.
He feel like a runner. He feel like a runner.
Yeah.
You making him say like you saying he feel like a runner. But I think at the same time, I just think his QB battle is different.
Yeah.
Like I think the conversation over here is, let me see your best, put your best out there. I think Justin Fields. That's fair. I think Justin Fields is. I think he's wise enough to know, man. I'm auditioning for way more than just this right here, man. If it looks funny, I'm about to show you what I do know. Yeah. Watch this. I'm out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
That's his platinum move. He has a platinum move with a defining characteristic, and he is not afraid to show it.
I'm not about to play with you. Yeah, if it smells funny, I'm gone.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you can't be mad at. I just think his proven factor is different than Jaden Daniels. Right? Yeah. Jaden Daniels is truly just playing for the Commanders right now.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm not here to, they know what I can do. I'm not here for that. Like, I'm trying to take this read or two. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like LeBron just shooting threes. Like, I know I can get to the rack, but I'm shooting these threes right now.
Does that hurt Fields a little bit, though? Does that hurt Fields?
No, I think it helps him because I think he's putting on for way more than Pittsburgh.
So let's
let a quarterback Yeah.
Instead of it being does it help Fields, what about does it help Fields here in Pittsburgh? Because I think there's a difference between what helps Fields in a general stance league wide. I mean, if I'm an opposing team or outsider looking in, I'm like, yeah, I like that part of it. But is that beneficial to him in this competition versus Russ right now?
But I feel like it is 100%. Because, like, in practice, he's throwing the ball. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to see this element in practice. Mm-hmm. So it's like, man, y'all know I got an arm now. Let's not talk like that. Like, it's a couple throws you done see me make in practice. Like, I'm getting good on good. Varsity reps in practice. You seen that throw. You seen that dig. You seen that back shoulder. Like, I'm throwing it. Like, in this game, man, hey, I got to take off. Hey, coach, you know I do this too. Like, I'm giving you my whole bag. I'm giving y'all everything.
I mean,
they don't get this. I'm giving y'all everything. We
still got to see the passing.
But we got to see it in the game. Yeah.
We still got to see the pass.
Yeah, but I don't want you to say it like he's not trying to throw it. Bro, his highlight of the day was he bought time and threw it. So it's not like he's not throwing it. Like, he's still throwing it. We mad at him for buying time. Like, that's his game. That's part of his game.
It's not a negative that he's buying time, but when we're talking about how we are trying to evaluate him and what we're looking to see in addition from him from a growth standpoint, I don't think any of us had any questions about Justin Fields' running ability. I think everybody knows what he's capable of. But the big question surrounding him, the reason why even in Chicago there was the debate of do you keep him or do you transition to a Caleb Williams, is because of at quarterback you do have to be able to do a lot more than just rely on your legs when it gets thick. You got to be able to use your arm. And we talked about how the guys that I named that have kind of developed a little bit better as a passer going into their fourth season. Right now with Justin Fields, I'm just saying from what I saw, I didn't see that in the game. I didn't see a dude that looked like he was really trying to throw it. It looked like he kind of reverted back to, bro, when in doubt, let me just run. I can get out of here with this.
I don't think that. I don't see that. I think he's trying to throw it. I just don't think he got, like, it ain't quite, and I ain't going to say nobody open. I ain't about to do that.
I mean, part of it, that's, I get what you're saying.
About to do that.
Respect.
I'm not about to do that. Like, I'm not going. We're not.
You definitely can. That's a classic.
Right, but you know, some people they want to point the finger here versus there. I know.
TG,
I'm just
like, I'll let you use that one.
I'm like, why we knocking them for running? Like, yo, this is like, and this is the part of, like, not to be like that, but you don't, like, you got to see the whole tape. Like, it's way more. You got to know what's going on down there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, there's a lot going on now. I'm not about to sit back here forever though.
Yeah.
Man, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Man, I'm out of here. I've been here way too long. I'm out of here.
It just felt like a step back, though. Because we've seen quarterbacks with the third stringers before, like even Mason the last couple of preseasons, like be in more command and like lead the offense in better fashion, put points up on the board. Whereas with Fields, it didn't look right.
I don't think it looked wrong. No, I agree with you. I don't think it looked wrong, though. I don't think it looked wrong, though. Like, I feel you. I'm just not.
It was helter skelter. It didn't seem like the offense had like a rhythm.
It don't look right. It ain't look wrong. No, I
don't think it looked wrong. Like, I just don't. I just didn't feel like it looked wrong. Like, I get what.
He had some flashes. He had some highlight plays, but
I mean, I just feel like that's his game. Like when Lamar was taking off early too. Like, and not that he's early, but it's like, on this team is early, like, just little stuff. Like, man, I'm not throwing picks out here, man.
But I feel you on that. But once again, this is my thing. It's like, all right, you bring.
And I'm not throwing picks out here. We don't take them shots at. No, because you can't do that. Because you don't take that same shot at.
He almost did throw a couple picks, though. That's the
problem.
But
hold on. You don't take that same shot at these quarterbacks for checking it down all game. Like, throw the ball deep. Take a shot. You don't take that shot.
And that's fair also. I think that both of those needs could be true. I just don't think we could minimize one to not, acknowledge the other. It's like, yo, both of these needs could be true. If a dude is not pushing the ball downfield, that was part of the argument with Kenny Pickett at times. It's cool that you're being safe, short to intermediate, but push it downfield
for a minute.
But then at the same time, when we look at it,
keep us in games. But we ultimately won games in the fourth quarter when it was close.
So that's the flip side.
But them legs gonna keep you in games now. They're not gonna do that.
And I agree in a sense, like it does. But at the same time, it's a lot harder to come back utilizing just that part also, though.
But that's not all he got. Like, his highlight of the game was a throw. Like, what are you talking about? Like, his highlight of the day was a throw.
Was that the one that hit off the defender's hands?
No. The one that scrambled. He broke outside and he hit what's his name, 85 out there
on the sideline.
It looks sick from a distance, but
yeah.
Man, I watched it, bro. I watched it. Watched it. Like
it hit off the guy's hands.
No, it didn't. Good throw. Good play.
Hey.
Man, but I'm just saying, like, we can't take them shots. Like, bro, it's hard to play that quarterback, bro. Like, the same shots we taken at a Mason last year for throwing checkdowns and different stuff like that in preseason. Like, Kenny was throwing checkdowns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is his check down for him, man. I'm about to get out of here, buy some time, and I'm a hoop.
Yeah.
This is how I hoop. This is my style of hoop. And when Lamar first came in the league, he was taking off here, hold that.
But once again, though, you're comparing Lamar when he first came into the league. Justin Fields is not a rookie.
But he's a rookie in this offense. Let's not do that.
I'm not saying that he's not a rookie, but what I'm saying is this. The same way we've named all these other guys and say that they're new or rookie or whatever, it still just seems like their internal clock is just a little bit slower than your.
Kenny's over there throwing checks. I just watched Kenny play. Kenny's doing the same.
I'm not comparing Justin Fields to Kenny Pickett, but say because I don't look at Kenny and say Kenny is what we're trying to get to. We want to be better than both of those dudes, correct? So I don't want to compare him to a dude that I don't think is better than what I want. I'm looking at a Caleb Williams. I'm looking at a Jaden Daniels. I'm looking at guys that I think
Fields
are like
trying to be the franchise,
right?
Because
if we think Fields can take that step,
Kenny Pickett's play wouldn't have been good enough for year 3. Like if he would have been the same for this year coming up as he was in year 2, it's like this isn't good enough either.
So he's playing better. You think Jaden Daniels? Like if we really having that talking, Jaden Daniels.
I'm being honest. Like Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams already look better than Justin Fields playing quarterback.
I don't like that.
Again, we're just going off preseason. I get it.
I was about to say
they look more comfortable in
demand. Come on, baby.
I say Caleb look good, but Caleb has. I don't know, man.
You about to do it. You about to do it. Now you about to do it.
It's something about confidence, bro. Confidence do something to you, man. Caleb, like. I watch Hard Knocks. You watch Hard Knocks.
You see the quote?
You know what I mean?
Hey, you get nervous?
25-25.
What's that?
I'm cool in here. You know what I mean?
That's part of it. I mean,
nervous.
I don't get nervous about what?
What's that?
Like, Weezy said what's up to me. Like, I'm the man. What can go wrong? You know what I mean? Justin Fields is kind of on that. It's almost like, yeah, I'm straight financially and whatnot, but it's like, this is my second. I'm a couple bad plays from, you know, I'm the backup round, like, for life. Like, it's dangerous. That's scary. Like, it matters different. So it's like, you know, when you fighting on that last strike, too, you fighting on that, man, it's my first strike.
Facts.
You know?
That's
like, it's different. It's just different. Like, it's just a confident thing. And I think Justin Fields is playing all right. I don't think he's playing bad.
No, I
we're
just saying he's playing bad. We're just saying in terms of the overall what we're trying to see him develop into.
Or even being
he need more time in the pocket.
And that's fair too. You know that's fair too, baby.
That pressure's on his back. He got 1, 2, man. They're here. Yo, where y'all at? So like, I'm just not jumping off the wagon.
Fight for your fight for TJ. I hear you fighting.
I want to
jumping off the wagon.
TG. Fight back, TG.
You know what I mean? I'm with you.
He could seriously be the future. He has the higher ceiling than Russ. It's just I haven't seen him elevate. I haven't seen him develop as much as I'd hope. I know it's preseason and everything, but to beat out Russ
that's crazy.
in the immediate.
But that's just crazy if people say that, because it was 2 weeks ago when you was getting the Latrobe camp. They was like Justin Fields, man.
I know that's what I'm saying though. That's why we were like legitimately excited. Yeah,
you go from
can we make this a conversation?
Well, and I would also say this, TG. Arthur Smith had talked about this as well. He said that right now we kind of have this issue of what we've seen in practice versus what's actually happening in the games. He said we get in practice and all these things look good, but we get under the lights and we all of a sudden start, having self-inflicted issues, acting like we forgot what we're doing. That still matters. I feel like just because we can praise the practice stuff all we want, but at the end of the day, you have to carry it into the stadium. Otherwise, it doesn't count. Like, we can't act like the training camp practice those are weighted more than what we saw in terms of the lack of completions or the lack of consistency throwing it in stadium, and then just chalk it up to, well, man, it's just game, man. Practice right there was the best. It's like, yo, we still want to see some of that carry over here. You going against the Steelers defense. The Steelers defense isn't no slouch. But we still want to see you make some of those plays, or at least attempt to make some of those plays, or it look like, yo, that wasn't on him. That should have been on this guy right here. At least make it look like that. I think that's kind of where people are at with him, at least in the following the game he just came off of.
All right. Like, I'm with you. I just can give you the art. Because
respect, though. Respect, bro. Respect.
Like, it's kind of like, because you're not wrong. Like, you're right. You know what I mean?
And that's,
but it's like,
I think it's multiple areas that could be right in this case, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because I'm all about the game player now. I ain't about to like show up on game day. You know what I mean? I don't like to practice all American. I'm not with that.
You make every single player in practice. We get to the game. You also you pissing out your leg. Like, oh, bro, I hate you now. Don't make no more plays in practice, then, bro. I don't want to see you make another play in practice, bro.
You got me there.
Yeah,
you got me there. I feel that. I felt that when you gave it.
Because you know it's real, bro.
I felt that.
You be like, bro, you look amazing out here.
But I'm just not ready to say that yet because this is my only thing, though. We don't. Yeah. It's just different, man. That rush not hitting you in practice, man. I gotta go. These boys are about to hit me. What are we talking about?
And you know you got the turnover label on you, so you can't turn it over.
Yeah, I gotta get to September, man. I know what it is out here, man. I'm not a rookie. I know when it's time to get up out of somewhere. A bad run is better than a good run is better than a bad stay any day. I gotta go.
You can say that again, low key though.
I gotta go. You want me to sit in here and get hit? No, I'm not about to hold it. You're not gonna say I'm holding it too long. That's what you're not gonna say.
Because now you can say I can't read it. You can say I can't see the defense, bro.
Nah, we're gonna kill that. We're gonna kill that now. I'm out. I make quick decisions. Run, go.
Hey, salute that part though. What you said right there, quick decisions. I think me and Deke both have kind of agreed. We thought he was at least decisive when he did decide to run. It wasn't a,
man, I'm not about
it's kind of backing into it. It's like, yo, we thought it was fast that he made the decision, but at least when he made the decision, he was like, yo, I'm out. Deal with this, man.
Come on. You know, so I'm just not mad at him. Yeah. Like, I know that might sound terrible. I'm just not mad at him.
Nah, man.
He ain't made me mad
with
yet.
Russ here. Yeah, that's the thing.
He ain't made me mad yet because I don't think if you want to do that, like he getting all the snaps too. Yeah. Like not to be like if Russ got the snaps, you might be like, oh, Russ. Yeah. Like he getting all the snaps. Like he's taking the snaps. Like Kyle don't want the third one. He ain't trying to run. I don't do that. I'm gonna throw it away before I run it. Like it's just that's his decisiveness. Like these are their decisiveness. I just like that he's making decisive. I like the ball didn't hit the ground. I like, you know what I mean? Little things like that. I like that was in and out the huddle. Like, I felt like it was smooth in and out the huddle. I'm in, I'm out. Let's get to it.
Cubic center exchange. The cubic center exchange.
It wasn't no delay of games like that. Like, it wasn't a lot of little stuff like that. It wasn't no dumb, like, this is dumb. Like, why is this happening? You know? Yeah. So it's like, I like the progression. I'm okay with it. Because if you keep putting it in there, it's going to look, I'm just saying this. Like Russ will start. Russ is the starting quarterback. That's how this thing gonna start. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're gonna give him some packages. They're gonna keep him alert. He's done enough to stay alive. They're not gonna trade that. They're not just gonna get that away. Mm-hmm. Like it's gonna be in the building. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like just give it some time. But if you let it get confident, it's a weapon. It's the future. It's for sure the future.
Yeah, I just don't think we're there yet. I mean, I think that's.
And we're not there yet. We're here to. But let's not talk about this like this is a developmental rookie. Like this can come in here and win and take you on a run. Like I'm just saying like it's not a bum. He's a good player. He can run. He's physical. He's big. Got a big arm. Make it easy for him. Screens, draws, nows. You know what I mean? Spot route. Here, hold that. Take your shot.
Hey, simplify that thing, man. I got you.
Yeah. Like then it's a different style too. Like here, throw it to there. 3-by-1, I'm gonna make it a clean read. You know what they in. You can see it. Them corners still over there. 4 strong. Where them corners at?
He said, "Yeah, we just gonna address you right now from the jump."
Yeah, let's undress it, man. Let's go empty and see what you see.
Give me 3-by-1, and I want the back all set to the strong side. All right, you better prove it. What you in? Yeah.
Tell me something now. Give me empty and let's see how they come at it.
That's what I do.
You know what I mean?
You're saying 3 receivers on one side.
Yeah.
Tight end on the other side. And what side's the running back on?
Man, if you want to make them declare, put that running
Man,
back to the
make the
strong
running back
side.
strong.
Strong side as a tight
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
Tell me
that's-
what you're
that's
in
my
now.
favorite
I need
formation
to know
now.
now.
Because they're
I'm not
gonna
play with
they have to react. They have to. Otherwise, somebody's undressed. It's like, yo,
You outnumbered.
you can hide it if you want, but that guy, I'm about to just get up and throw it to him, man. So yeah.
Man, we might come out here and empty
Yeah, we
all
should be running
game,
that
man.
all the
Hold
time.
on, let me
Yeah.
see what they is.
I mean, a lot
Let's
of
go
teams.
empty and motion.
There are teams that do that. They line empty and then they'll just motion it back from the number one spot right back into the backfield, man. You know this.
Man, I've seen. I don't know if my eyes deceived me, but I could have swore I seen Cordell go out wide, motion back in the backfield.
Uh-huh.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, let me get an
we know what they're
indicator.
in.
Man zone. What you got? If you follow me out
Come
here,
on.
man. If you stay zone. All right, bet. Let's ride.
And I'm giving you 01 I'm giving you personnel. You gonna think it's nothing but receivers in there. Man, come back in here and I'm gonna hand it to you.
All right, well, Cordell, you could do that, and then on the flip side, when we go 12 and 13 personnel with these tight ends, we could make it look like we trying to thump you, and now it's like, you know what? Oh, he walked out on him? Oh, we got him where we want him now. Let's get it.
I don't know if y'all. It's little stuff. I don't know if you've seen, but Darnell Washington blocked really well.
Uh-huh.
Like that extra tackle position that they made him out of that. He
Mhm.
played pretty good. Like little stuff that's like they got some clever little block and they pulling the tight end.
Oh, so you said
Like,
you said they skinned up on the Bills. Oh, okay, that's what I thought you said.
Man,
All right,
I'm just saying that's a lie.
no, bro. They
That's a
skinned.
lie.
I'm just
I seen
saying.
a tight end
You
pull,
pulled up.
There's levels to
You
it, though.
talked about the tackle pulling as if that was like just groundbreaking. A tight end pulling is just as bad in
that was a lie.
preseason. In preseason, it's
I
just
thought
as
that
bad.
was a lie.
If it ain't the
For
fullback, what we
preseason, I
talking
thought that
about?
was a lie.
If your fullback
like-
isn't just here or here, what are we doing all this cross key for, bro? We ain't can you. We ain't studied you like
Man,
that. I don't want to
we
cross
gotta
key you in
cross key.
preseason. No.
You got to cross key. There's a lot going on out
Hey,
here.
bro, that's crazy. That's right.
I mean, it just make you sound your rules. Like they on the, see where you at.
I like it. All right. Anything left with the Bills Steelers preseason game? All right.
Time to move on.
Time to move.
Let's move on.
I like it, baby. I like it. All right.
Let's
Well,
move
man,
on.
I kind of want to take you around the league real quick if that's all right with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you're a quarterback guy, and it's been a quarterback that's, had his name kind of out there, talking about one of our former coaches from the organization, Brian Flores, and, some of the comments about how he was handling your man Tua Tagovailoa. Just want to get your thoughts on it, man. Obviously, you've experienced a lot of coaches, some a little bit more heavy-handed than others, but what was kind of your thoughts, man, on the Tua and Brian Flores commentary?
That surprised me because, Tua came from Bama. You know what I mean? And I know the Bama way was tough, But it's kind of like, I think Flores, and I noticed, because when I first heard it, it instantly hit me. I think Flores is a defensive coach. I think he's a defensive.
Elaborate.
I think a defensive coach is more of a dog. It's more of a
They go
man.
talk
Get it
bad
done and
to
get
you.
out. That's bad.
Hey,
so,
don't seek no comfort, bro. Shut up and do it. Don't tell me about the labor. Just give me the baby, man.
Get out.
Yeah.
I also think Flores comes from New England, where he was in there seeing a Belichick talk to a Brady, and we've all heard them stories.
Talk to him. Yeah, he talked to him.
That's really bad. That's terrible. What are you doing? So it's like he come from that, where it's like I am tough on my quarterback. It seemed like that might be him. So he might have been a little bit rough.
And I don't think Flores wanted to begin with, to be honest. I think that was an
Tua's the most
underdraft pick.
toughest. He's not the toughest guy we're saying like that either. We're not saying he's soft, but he's not just all right, whatever. I don't care how you talk to me. I'm at
Because I would say there's a
he was
difference
dealing
between
with a lot.
it's the difference between we're asking about a guy's physical toughness in terms of we didn't see Tua take some shots, get up, come back, whatever, versus a guy's emotional and mental toughness in the sense of every day you're coming into a situation where a guy is a little bit more verbally aggressive with you, even if the intention is I want you to be better. Sometimes the method isn't always the best for everybody.
And not that I'm sure he's been through tons of adversity. I don't know like that, but football wise, I don't know. He was the guy that they brought in.
Yeah,
he was the savior. He was the top pick. So it's I don't know his whole story in a sense, but it's been pretty well. It seemed like he was the one they brought in. He was the go fix it. So for him to, I guess per se, get adversity at the highest level, and it seemed like that can mess with you. You know what I mean? That can mess with you. you're still a young man. Like, you're still a kid. You're still figuring it out. So it's like, everybody won. You know what I mean? Everybody won. I don't think Flores was. That's when they wanted Tom Brady in Miami.
Remember, they was trying to get everybody down there. It was Brady,
Watson.
Herbert, Watson. Yeah, all them dudes.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to. I don't think he wanted to draft Tua. They almost had to, though, because they had the whole tank for Tua campaign, and Burrow ends up going first, so Tua becomes available to them at 5, and they just draft him. I don't think Flores wanted him. He probably wanted to draft Herbert. Herbert was right after Tua.
Yeah.
I just don't think that was super his guy. You know how that thing goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my guy. That's not what we're trying to do.
Hey, look, I'm not going down with the ship, and you got to be driving it. No. I want this guy. If we going down, we going down with this one, not with you. Okay. So, yeah, shout out to Tua there. Shout out to Coach Flores as well, though, man. That's like I said, I just wanted to make sure we asked you, see what your temperature was on it as well. All right. Oh, quick update. While we were having our conversation about both quarterbacks, Russ, Fields. I wish. About to say TG, yeah. Do we get a update on Aiyuk? I suppose I should ask you that too, right? Yeah.
Man, I told you. I think
everyone's sick of it.
I think Aiyuk's about to stay right where he at. Like, I think people, like you just said, I think people sick of it too. Like, man, what you trying to do?
Like, bro, yeah, like, man, you waiting forever now, bro.
Like, now it's up to you.
Yeah,
it sounds like he's
bro.
got offers and everything. Like, what you trying to do?
And it's not like a TJ scenario here or like a Bosa scenario there where it's just like, they're going to sign. There was no trade request. There was no flirting with other teams.
Yeah.
You knew it was going to happen at some point. Where this is like, we're actually waiting. Do you want to go to another team? Do you want to stay with the 49ers? Like,
seriously,
you got multiple parties involved here.
Yeah, I think everybody's just waiting, man. Like, what you going to do? So,
hey, bro.
And I think it's like, I think he's going to stay. Like, it's getting late. Like, now he's a free agent. You know what I mean? In the sense of, like, it's almost like we don't know you over here, Because
I would say realistically now, where if he were to come here, it's hop on the moving train, but the expectations are sky high because we're going to be talking about paying you, 28, 29 plus giving up picks and whatever else it is to get you. We don't want to hear you starting slow. Yeah, bro. Like, I think that's the other thing that he's about to be running into the danger. You come out this thing,
talking about you for months here,
bro. What? And you tweak something because you ain't been practicing, you ain't been getting it in with the team. Oh man, TG, that'd be a tough one now. That'd be a tough one.
That's why I'm like, I think he stays right where he's at.
Yeah, because that won't be as loud as San Fran. You can get away with it out there because you homegrown. You come here after we give up, we got to give up, and you start slow. What up, bro? TG gonna be the one up here killing him. You not, hey bro, we should trade him at the break, bro. TG will move on from him, bro. Shout out to my dog. Shout out to my dog, man. But what I was saying before we had, had to ask you about that Brandon Aiyuk situation. I did put the poll in, all right? So TG, you're not very familiar with the poll, but whenever we do the chat, the chat and Deke specifically, they like when I put the poll in. And I, sometimes I decorate it, make it look real nice. Other times, I just throw it in there all rough on them. All right.
This is weird.
But for this one, don't make it weird. We're just having a conversation about the poll. Don't make it weird.
Most needs to work on his word.
Don't make it. It's a poll. I put it in. I've been in for a minute now. All right. And everybody's riding it and everybody's interacting. I got 164 people that are engaged with this poll today. All right, TG. So you ain't touched the poll, so you good. Deke, I think he was on the poll. I seen him touch something over there. All right.
No.
That's all right, go. No. We ain't sure, bro. We ain't sure, man. We ain't sure, man. We ain't sure, bro.
Not taking part.
Listen, man. I'm just having a conversation. This PG-13. This is YouTube. We got kids out here. All right, man. But in the midst of me putting this poll in and leaving it in for 20 minutes, got a little stamina today. I had asked the congregation, the chat, who do they prefer as QB1 for the Steelers? Right? Russ versus Justin Fields. And 63% as it stands right now are leaning on the Russell Wilson side of it, man. So a decent faction, though, nonetheless, for Justin Fields, if we're talking 60-40. But yeah.
I thought it was going to be 50-50.
But I think that kind of was, as a whole with where we stand, 60-40 isn't crazy. It's not full 50-50, but 60-40 is not crazy. That's what I'm saying.
There's a decent portion of people that want Fields. I mean, that's
fandom, though, man.
This is, what I mean? So we got to ask him. You know that?
That's fandom. What have I seen lately? What's the last thing I seen?
But what about the mob, though, TG? If you don't win the crowd, what happens?
You got to win the crowd to win your freedom.
Okay, I've seen Kenny Pickett get fast tracked to starting because of the crowd saying boo.
But them boys is already that's different though. That's Russ, man.
What you mean
Russ won the Super
Russ?
Bowl,
No, dude, if he starts off slow,
bro, you know they gonna boo that man.
Yeah,
you know they'll boo that man here, bro. Don't do that.
They're not gonna boo Russell Wilson.
You don't think they'll boo Russ?
Yeah, they will. Yeah, we will. I'll throw myself in there.
TG.
They're not gonna boo Russell Wilson.
TG, you think about
Dude,
Russ
I
in
called
Seattle,
Fields
bro.
QB1 already based off Russ's first 3 series.
You think about Russ in Seattle, they wouldn't boo Russ in Seattle. Steelers fans, I don't think they look at Russ the same as like how me and you view Russ. I think me and you view him like he's kind of like up there still is like reverend, like yo, this Russ. I think here they'll boo that man out, bro.
I think first game. I mean,
I think they'll
we're
boo
gonna
that
be
man, bro.
2 weeks away
Yeah.
start the season. Then first game here is week 3. If that offense got 3 points by halftime, 0 points by halftime.
That's all I'm saying, bro. I could definitely. I used to think Still Nation wouldn't boo either. I used to think Still Nation wouldn't boo. I was like, yo, they ain't go boo, and they boo, bro. They'll boo. They'll boo.
Were they booing Kenny last year? They probably were.
They booed Kenny. They booed Mitch multiple times. Like
I was at some of the game. Where were we? I can't remember.
Yeah, you'll get booed. They'll boo. Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Russell Wilson, man.
I'm with you. I'm like, it was Russ. You can't boo Russ, but yeah, man. I could just
play good. You don't got to worry about it.
This is also true.
It'll be all right. Give Russ some time, man. Let Russ cook.
Let Mr. Unlimited, man. Mr. Unlimited. All
Let
right.
Russ cook.
Well,
Don't panic. Let Russ cook.
you heard what the homie TG said. And you know TG's more of a pure blood out there with Russ in Seattle anyways. You know what I'm saying? Even if it wasn't like by draft, like in his heart, he was like, yo,
he's half-blood Seattle.
You catch what I'm saying? Like,
he's pure-blood Steeler.
But he still
you can't take that away from him.
The same way I'm half-blood Steelers, but I love Steelers more. He's half-blood Seattle, but his heart is in Seattle. You dig what I'm saying? Like, he wants to start a Seattle podcast. That's what he told. No, for real. I'm gonna throw dirt on your name right now. I'm just gonna throw it out there, TG. He was like he wanted to start. He was like,
you can't take the pure blood away from him.
He said Legion of Boom over Killer Bees. That's what he told me the other day. I was like, yo, this is crazy, man. It's blasphemous. That's what he told me though.
Wow.
I ain't hear no. You hear? We ain't hear no deny. Just know that.
Hey, I never said
TG. Once a pure blood, always a pure blood.
I never said that.
He knows the Steelers organization inside and out. He knows the draft room. He knows the players.
All I know is
he knows who Steelers
he
are.
told me. That's what he told me. He was like, "Oh man, you seen that Seattle? You seen their alternate? I like their color rush way better."
I just used to like the the turn up. It was young and wild, man, you know.
Facts.
Young and wild. I like that young and wild energy. That was me.
I like it. All right. Well, my dog. Before we ended the day with you, the homie Deke did bring up something to my attention, and I just need to get your thoughts on it before we get up out of here.
Yeah.
Is it true that the homie's still ducking you? Y'all ain't got this Madden game yet?
He's scared of me, man.
What's going on, bro?
I'm still on NCAA. The new Madden that came out. He's scared.
Look, he ain't touched the NCAA with you. He don't want the Madden with you. Like, what's going on with the homie, man?
He'll probably try to play Madden because he already know he don't have to use Pitt. He's scared of me.
He said you got to use Pitt. That's sick.
I think I could carve up that WV defense with the quarterback.
No.
I've checked him everywhere possible. He's scared of me.
I'm just lazy, dude. I'm just lazy.
Hey, look, TG. He said he lazy. I said I think he has a girlfriend that he don't want to tell nobody about. One of the other. I don't know, bro. He ain't doing nothing, man. He don't want to play the game with you. He don't be outside. Man. I'm like, yeah, what's happening, T? What's happening with the homie, man?
Fear is a mind killer, man. A little tiny evil eats from the inside out, man.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's good. You watched it.
He's scared of me, man.
I was like, that's kind of clear. It's cool, little core right there. I like that.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
I'm not hard to find. I'm always available.
I know. We got to do it. It would be good content. It'd be a good time.
He's going to wait. And the crazy part is I'm in football mode right now.
I already know, bro. You edited it, bro. Yeah.
I haven't played in a minute. There's a build-up to it.
You do it in real life.
I got to practice a little bit, and so there's a lot of time that
we'll go into football form right now. Like, he's going to see some plays. I know I'm mad. I know what you in right now. I motioned to that. I undressed that way too long. Though. You like you don't play the best team in the league the last game of the year. Like you jumped them early. Like you waited way too long. You waited way too
Okay.
long right
Okay.
now. You know?
Okay. The homie say
Like
you
I
done
got a
got too
couple.
high now.
Like I know my reads at this point. I know what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? Like I know I'm taking my reads. Like yeah, I'm 3-2. You know.
Okay.
Different.
Hey, well, hopefully, we'll y'all get so y'all game taken care of at some point, man. But yeah, I like how you sounding over there. But he said he ain't ducking you. He said in due time you gonna get this smoke. He said in due time you get the smoke, man.
I came to the golf course to see him. He scared of me on the football.
Oh man,
He scared of me on the stick.
Man, you talking spicy? Dang,
Yeah.
he low-key walked out there too. He walked out there, Deke. You seen it? Deke just walking. He said,
I came to the golf course to see him.
He said, Hector. He done walked out here for that one. All right, yeah.
Come on, man.
I like it. Well, that'll do it for us then, man. You know we're gonna spend a block on you a week from now, like we always do. And shout out to you, man, keeping the reactions coming through as well, man. So,
Man.
my dog, man. Stay safe out there. We holler at you, man.
Peace.
All righty. If y'all were digging that conversation with the homie TG, our crazy cousin them, y'all hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel, baby. All right, think we got supers remaining, and then
AJ Martinez gifted 20 Moats memberships.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, he's been on a heater too. He dropped a $50 chat as well.
Wipe my eyes off, man. I missed that. Shout out to AJ. AJ, you been over here making all the moves. Who's over on the phone? I ain't even peep you, baby. My bad,
Yeah, so
AJ.
let me read off.
Salute you, man. Hey,
I'll read off these 20 real quick.
Salute
and
the
then we'll
homie
get
AJ
to
Martinez,
the
then,
$50
man.
joint that he just
Yeah,
dropped.
let's do that, man. Shout out to you, AJ. We definitely appreciate
Here's the
you.
20. Mano, Defin, Phantom TV, Joel De La Cruz, Desmond Edmondson, Sammy Buckets, Mike from Jersey, Steeler equal Kings, Lil Bit, Don Juan Sanford, Antimatter Eli, Robert Bennett, Kareem Pitts, Lindsay C, Mr. Wolfums, Kel Turner, Prince of the Lake, Metal Method 99 Plus, Wesley Hazel, Light Skin Jesus 92, and Floss.
AJ Martinez, salute you being a rock star at life. Paying it forward, rocking with us the way that you do. You know, we appreciate you. And to those individuals the homie just named, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Bro, that was a long list. I had time to drink my drink and everything. You still was naming names, bro. Shout out to AJ, man.
And he also says for the $50 for TG pumping me up while I'm building a 454 big block. Thanks,
Let's
TG.
go.
Love and respect to the chat. Moats and Degler.
Nah, salute you on that. And the 454 big block. Let's get it. That's going to be pretty fire. Pretty fire. Nah, salute that, though, man. I guess he was digging the TG convo then. I like that, man.
Yeah.
I like it. I like when you like the bang, like the gang. Shout out.
I'm too saucy for you. Says, what's up, fellas? Hey, Moats, go ahead and give that good wedding gift when your daughter boyfriend proposes.
Hey, why you want to do that? Now you try to mess the show up. Why you doing a lot? You doing a lot. Like, it's kind of crazy. It's really kind of crazy. Like, yeah, it's a lot. Don't do that. That's I'm processing.
You want to end the show right now?
Listen,
I do got some places to be.
I'm processing the fact that I have a senior in high school right now, bro. I am not ready for proposals. Nah, none of that. No proposals, no grandbaby. Neither. Yeah, y'all would have set me. Don't. Yeah, y'all wasn't me get hot in here, bro. I ain't got time for this, man. Why y'all want to play? Don't play with me. I don't want to play. I don't want to play. I'm too saucy. All right, just pray for me, but don't play with me. All right, just pray for me, man. Just please, cause yeah, it'd be a lot, man. But time do be flying. Steelers girl 517. It really hit me this morning, Deke. I'm like, bro, you really a whole senior, like, Deke. I mean, I'm like that, bro. So senior now. I'm old. So I feel old today, bro. Maybe I got like an extra gray hair popping up or something like that, man.
You're still in your bus year, though, right?
This is facts.
Baddest year.
This is facts, man. This is
3-6.
facts. Come on, man. You can't beat the 3-6 year, man.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you ain't 40 yet. You're good.
That's what I'm talking about, Deke. I ain't 40 yet. You're
Yeah.
right. I'm still in my prime. Let's get it.
Let's go, UW. Says, in your opinion, what would either Russ or Fields have to do this year, either win or loss or stat lines, to make the Steelers want to pay them instead of drafting?
If it's Russ, I think he definitely needs to not just lead us to the postseason. I think he needs to get us a victory in the postseason in order for them to consider him as the option going forward. I think if it's Justin Fields, look competent, look consistent, get us into the postseason, and make it interesting from your perspective. And I think that we would sign him to an extension and kind of move forward with him. The reason I split the convo up like that for me is I think for Russ, we're going to be gauging him from week 1 all the way through. And in order for us to give him the second contract, he would need to be the guy that's starting this whole duration. So if you get in the full body of work, it's not just enough to have double-digit wins to me. It's not just enough to get us in the postseason if it's Russ because of the age. I think it would be important that we actually see him have success in the postseason by us actually getting a victory and him being a big part of which I think he would have to be in order for us to do that. But I think if he does that, then it's enough to say, all right, even though this guy is younger and has a lot of intangibles, he still hasn't delivered to this just yet. And this guy has shown that Denver was, even though his statistic was decent, we're looking at that as, bad situation. You've come here a way better situation and you've been able to flourish and get back to being Russ. Whereas with Justin, I just don't know when we would get a chance to see him. So my anticipation is it would be later in the year. So he's not going to have this big say-so in the sense of, oh, he led us to double-digit wins. Because what if he came in week 10? What if it was week 12? We don't know that. But whenever that happens, he has to do that, be the spark, providing that spark along with in the postseason, looking like, the same way we said with Mason last year. Yeah, we were like,
exactly.
We didn't beat Buffalo. We didn't outdo Josh Allen, but it was competitive. It didn't look like Mason was the reason why we could not win. Right. And that's the thing that I would feel about Justin Fields if he were to take over at whatever point in time. He just has to look like it's not too big. Like we legit can win with him. And I think if we can identify that, then I think he would be the guy that they would pay. And I think it would be easier to talk ourselves into that one because of the youth. But that's why I also feel like with Russ, the standard is a little bit higher because he's bringing in age.
I like that. I like the way you put that. The stats are the tough part. I think you just know it when you see it.
Yeah.
Right? For either quarterback. And I don't think that, obviously, this is out of the question for Russ. Just make sure it doesn't look too big for you. So, Russ, we're obviously not worried about that right now. But with Fields, if you're out there, and like we were saying with like Kenny, we won games with Kenny, but you know it when you see it.
Yeah.
And if Kenny was doing the same things that he was in year 2 and we're winning games, like, this ain't it. So with Fields, are we winning games? And like, whoa, like you're part of this, like you're an expert, you're a big reason why. Because it is one thing to be winning games and be like, okay, yeah, we're rolling with this spark or we're rolling with you for the season, but to make you a guy that we believe in going forward. Yeah, and Mason was that guy for us those last 3 games, and even the extra game in the playoffs. Mason was like, bro, we're winning because of you. Like you're a big huge part of this difference in this offense from where we were. So that's how I would feel with Fields. And Russ is just like look like old Russ. Yeah, look like the Russ we know.
You know that Russ we like.
Yeah.
Spin this way, spin that way, throw that thing 100 yards up in the air, and it just drops perfectly. We want that one.
Don't look like you're washed. Don't look like you can't be mobile anymore and do Russ. I'm not worried about the moment being too big or anything like that, but it's just, can you still do it?
Yeah.
Being 35, 36, or whatever you are. But I do, we got to make the playoffs with both. Yeah. Right?
That's what they get. For us to, marry one of these dudes.
Unless Fields comes in a la Mason, and we're starting the season like 3-5 or 3-6, and we go on like a late season run. Okay, and we almost make the playoffs, but like Fields really turned around the season. I think we give him another
like
contract.
Kenny's rookie year. That year where it was like we finished strong, we still had a winning record, but mathematically it just didn't break our way. I forgot
Russ
who it
needs
was
to
that
make
needed to lose.
Russ needs to make the playoffs.
Facts, like because he's starting week 1. I feel like that is, you have to give me this if you're the guy starting out here, man.
I think that's the one scenario for Fields that if we don't make the playoffs, we could still give him another deal. Yeah. Russ make the playoffs, and I mean, you said win a playoff game. It's either that or ball. Like you got to go for 304 touchdowns.
Because we're talking about paying him, who's 35, turning 36. in moving on from a guy like Justin Fields.
I'm with you, but if
And
he
along
goes
with
for
not
like
drafting
304 touchdowns and we lose like 38-35,
Okay,
then
respect.
I think that's I think you still can give him that contract.
Respect.
But on almost every scenario, I think Russ got to win. Yeah, he's got to win a playoff game.
That's what I'm like.
Go on a little bit of a run here.
Which isn't asking too much. It's Russ we talking about.
No, that's what I mean.
Like I said, if it was a different quarterback, now that's proven. Yeah, different conversation. We talking about a dude that if he was still in Denver right now, he's getting $40 million a year. That's a way different expectation than when I look at Justin, who is still trying to prove that he's worth a $40 million per year contract. Two different, yeah.
Justin Watson, don't put Jefferson in the vet leader group, Deke. Van Jefferson. He won a Super Bowl. He's been in the league for a minute.
I'm about to say,
I think that was a good example.
Yeah, he's not young.
I'd throw Scotty Miller in there, too.
Low key,
of guys that know what the standard should be on offense.
And you think about who Scotty's played with also. So he also understands what comes with the preparation of playing with the Tom Brady, man. Yeah.
Let's go. UW says, shout out to Marcus Golden for retiring today.
Yeah, it is officially official. We obviously had the reports, was that a week ago, 2 weeks ago? When he had signed that the Steelers had put him on the reserve list because it seemed that he had changed his mind and was going to retire. But now it is official. So I guess I should text the homie today. It's official. I was trying to hold off and hope that he was going to change his mind, Deke.
Time to hop on the show.
Low key, that's what we might need to do, bro. Yeah, but I'm serious, bro. Like, I thought he was going to change his mind. I was like, yo, man, why you want to do that? Like, you know you nice. You know you was going to play. You know you was going to get a job here. Like, your man's his coach. Like, what was going on, bro?
Yeah.
Like, everybody like, I don't think you have any negative out here, man. So, yeah. But, you know, that's one of them
that
things,
retired life too much. Or the, we'll just say the off-season life too much.
Listen, once you get
he wasn't officially retired yet.
Once you get a taste of it, Deke, oh, man, it's hard to go back, man. My man said, hold on, I ain't got to get up every day and do this. My body actually gets to feel good on occasion. Yeah, it could be like that, man. Let me get this one real quick. Let's go, UW. This was a little bit earlier. He said, would it be fair to say if Corey Trice has a breakout year as a lockdown cornerback that the Deontay Johnson trade was a mistake? ? Then he also says, when it needed Brandon Aiyuk if we still had Deontay Johnson?
How does Deontay Jackson look? And how does our receivers look?
All right, because essentially, Let's Go UW is asking about fast forwarding Corey Trice to having a breakout season, but we're still taking the context of our receivers looking as
I think it's more about the receivers than
Okay.
anything. Yeah, how do our receivers look?
Yeah.
Does Van Jefferson look good? Roman Wilson? Any of these dudes? Do we got a second and third option, like legitimately? I think that's what it comes down to. Because Corey Trice breaking out, that's like a variable that doesn't really have anything to do with the Deontay trade.
But I think he might be trying to push the narrative of we
already
up
had a
Deontay
corner
for a corner, but if we knew that Corey was going to be this anyways, why would we do that? But
Yeah.
you're trying to have your cake and eat it too. That's the hindsight 2020 game. You're trying to see, hey, Corey, are you actually legit? Okay, cool. Well, we didn't need Deontay Jackson, but who's saying that today? Who was saying that 2 weeks ago? Who was saying that a month ago? Yeah. If Corey Trice was the opposite corner of JPJ as it stands today, you know I'm a fan of Corey. Respect the heck out of everything he's done to get to where he's at right now. I don't think people would feel as confident in our secondary if it was just JPJ and Corey at this stage. Now, Corey having a breakout changes a ton of stuff down the line, but until we see that, we can only go off the information that has been given. And up until this point, this is a rookie, or he's not a rookie, but he missed all of his rookie year coming off of ACL, and he's been playing well these first two preseason games, but he still is catching back up to a guy like JPJ who's trying to stay and catch up to a dude like Deontay Jackson who's done this thing for a lot longer and has had even more production at the position. So I don't feel like that's a fair way to judge it. But I would also say this. We like to do the whole, is it a mistake or were the Steelers in the wrong? We have to go back and just remember the intent of why he was traded. They weren't trading Deontay because they thought he was in value or he didn't have value or they felt that Deontay Jackson was a better player than Deontay Johnson. No, they traded DJ because DJ had the issue with Kenny being the quarterback. And at that time, Kenny was still our starter, and every report from the organization said that Kenny was going to be QB1. So DJ had the exception with that. And I think that's where the lines are still a little bit blurred. I don't feel like this is the Steelers were just trying to make a decision to, let's upgrade the roster, let's get a corner for DJ. It's like, nah, But if this dude is disgruntled and we know at that time, I want to keep this kid happy at quarterback and we're going to try to do things to make him be a better player, I can't have my lead receiver or star receiver having this big issue with this dude. So I think at the time it was who's willing to take on his contract along with the things that we see. Y'all will call him Butterfingers, right? So if he can't catch, he's not going to have this crazy robust market, right? So you're looking and you're saying, man, who's willing to take this guy along with his contract and potentially his attitude? Oh, Carolina, y'all down? Well, cool. Who do y'all have that's worth something that we would want back? Deontay Jackson. All right, let's do it. But I just think that those are very different in terms of the lead up to why they happen versus how we kind of like worded, or the way that you've worded, and I've seen a lot of other people kind of phrase it like that as well.
Victory Asher, to start Justin Fields because of the O-line issues and his running abilities is a lazy way out. Fix the O-line, hold them accountable, and keep Russ at QB1.
Talk your talk, Victor. Talk your talk, Victory. Because, yeah, that has been something I've seen as well, man, where they're like, well, because the O-line can't protect, that's even more so why you need to have Justin out there. And it's like, or the guys that we invested in to actually be good and make our offense line a better unit, how about you just play better? Be more consistent, man. And top to bottom, whether we're talking Pat Myers, the coach, or all the players that are in there, because they all go hand in hand, right? We're not going to keep them off the hook the same way we're not going to take these players off the hook. But at the end of the day, you know how I lean. Players are the ones actually getting a chance to control it on the field, so I do put a little bit more weight on them. But, yeah, I'm with you, man. We ain't copping out.
Mike Hood, why do we keep coming back to KP? He moved on by choice. I moved on right before he did. Let's go with what we have. Also with Aiyuk, I'm over that whole thing too. Omar just keeping clown out of mix.
Talking about the Browns, yeah.
Keeping the clowns out of the mix. Mr. Moats, who ride?
Shout out though, Mike Hood. Shout out. That could be the case also because we know Cleveland is definitely, or I don't know if there's still players in it, but I know at one point they were, them and the Patriots. All I'm gonna say is, man, I feel like our interest is real enough. Like I said, until we see that, hey, man, Steelers out of it, they're no longer players. We can say we trying to keep the Browns out of it until the Niners say, hey, we agreed to the trade. Now you got them. Now it's your contract. Now, well, yeah, we stuck. So I don't necessarily think it's that, but Aiyuk is definitely keeping all of us waiting, I suppose. But yeah.
Steelers Girl 517 joined the upper room.
Shout out to Steelers Girl 517 and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Benny Guavo joined the upper room.
Shout out to Benny Guavo and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
AJ Martinez says, I'm taking a break from helping Pops and a couple-hour break from school in order to work on the big block. I'm riding dirty.
Let's go.
Like with TG.
I'm riding dirty. I'm riding dirty. Tell me riding, and I'm riding dirty. I'm riding dirty. I'm riding dirty. You remember that song?
I do.
It was that Ching? No, it wasn't Ching. It was Chameleon there. That's what it was.
Yeah, like that song. This is why I'm hot by the Mems.
This is why I'm hot.
And
this is why I'm hot.
Fat Joe. He was popping back then.
Lean back. Hey, do you remember Throw Some D's on it? You remember that? Rich boy selling crack. No one to jack.
Yeah.
Ain't no slat. Jump what a Cadillac. Throw some D's on that. Jump what a Cadillac. Oh man, I'm sorry. Hey, Spice Creation stole me out, man. I was messing the words up initially, then I got the words right in the second time. I stole me out, man. Jeez.
Them franchise boys. I think that was they were popping
Hey, what's
off
your white
back
tee? Yeah, am I? Hey. And then you had the other one. All right, I'm sorry.
Oh, I think they like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or oh, I think they like me when they have me with another one. So, yeah. Oh, I think they like me. Oh,
Yeah.
I think they like. Yeah.
a good time.
Come on, bro. Yeah. Shout out to the 2000s, bro. Yeah, we was in. Lead with it, rock with it,
And
lead with it.
then Soldier Boy started popping off after that.
Yeah. Soldier. That was Deke's favorite dance. My dog get thirsty.
It's my own iteration of it. It's definitely my own iteration.
When my dog get turned, he goes Soldier Boy and Young Jock. He just combine them all. I be like, yo, love it, bro. I'm a dog.
Yeah. I still do that move too.
All right, it's fire, bro. It's fire.
Yeah. I make a putt out on the golf course or something. I'll throw that. I'll throw that out there.
I done been to the stadium with the homie. I done seen him get active. I went, all right, Deke, let's turn up there. Yeah.
Demetric Smith, how y'all feel about Jahan Dotson? Is it worth it?
I mean, I think he'll be a valuable asset. Consistency is going to be the thing. And are we asking him to just be a part of the congregation? Or are we talking about him trying to be the same caliber that we're anticipating Brandon Aiyuk being?
He's a part of the congregation.
Yeah.
Just like if we brought in Burks from the Titans.
Like a couple years ago, very exciting in terms of the draft positioning and what he was bringing coming out of college. But
Dotson better than Burks, but it's all right.
Yeah,
it's a legit conversation between him, Van Jefferson, and Roman Wilson to get those. I guess that wide receiver 2 spot or wide receiver 3 spot. Like you still got.
What has he done thus far?
Like we ain't just giving him the wide receiver 2 spot or wide receiver 3 spot. Yeah, he had like 500 yards each of the last 2 seasons. Rookie year actually pretty good per game numbers. 532 yards in 12 games, 7 touchdowns. Last year only 500, 4 touchdowns in 17 games.
How much he touched paint last year?
4. So he's got 11 total for his career.
This is going to his 3rd season right here.
Are they talking about trading him or what?
This is year 3 for him right now, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they talking about getting rid of him?
Because, I mean, who you commit to out there? Terry?
He's their 3rd guy.
So Terry's
second
out
guy,
there.
actually,
second dude?
on paper. I don't know why they get rid of him.
Who are the guys? Terry's out there.
It's Terry, him, Diami Brown, Luke McCaffrey, Martavis.
Tampa.
Jamison Crowder.
Jameson? No, that's underrated.
Some dude with the last name is Zacchaeus. Yeah. Byron Pringle. He's their number. Dotson's their number 2 or 3 guy. Unless there's talks of cutting him.
Is that the Pringle from Kansas City?
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, he went over there with B-Enemy probably.
If he's available for a late round pick, I wouldn't mind it. But I just don't see any reason as to why he'd be available right now.
No. Or how do you feel about him in comparison to Cortland Sutton, Juju? Let's see, any of the other guys
definitely
we've named.
Juju.
Okay.
Yeah, Juju. He's just no.
Okay, and that's fine.
Like I take Trey Burks over Juju.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not running it back.
There's certain parts that I would like about Trey over Juju, and there's certain parts I would like about Juju over Trey. But
that's
why I was like, I can see either way, man. I could definitely understand it.
Cortland Sutton.
You would go Sutton over him.
I would. That's more of a now move, but Dotson could be interesting for the long term.
Yeah.
I think you're giving up similar compensation, I would guess. Actually, you'd probably have to give up more to get Dotson because of his age and rookie contract still.
And his value to the Commanders.
He would be an intriguing piece.
I haven't followed him enough right now to even know what they're saying about him in terms of like why his name would come up.
I just know he was really fast. Or wait, no, it was Hamler that was really fast coming out of Penn State.
But KJ's he's in Buffalo now because it didn't pan out for him just yet.
Dotson, he's definitely fast, right? I swear he was a good route runner.
He was.
Too.
That was his thing. He was fast. He was a good player.
He almost looked like Deontay.
That's what we said.
That was what I remember. Yeah, but faster.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. It's not a bad suggestion.
It is crazy though, just going back because now I'm even remembering more of us talking about him. How people would say things like, "Yo, we should take him. He could definitely be a better version of Deontay because of him having a little bit more of the speed, and we would actually see him, be able to house some things." But it's like, man, you look at just DJ and you look at him right now, and it's still just like, yo, DJ still has consistently produced, even though it hasn't been perfect. It's still he's been on a higher level right now.
Yeah.
But shout out to them dudes though, man.
James Saturn, hey Moats, I have a 32-man fantasy football draft this weekend. It's a dynasty league. I pick at 23. I'm stuck. What position / player I should pick?
Man, no. Deke's the one to ask right here. Deke,
I'm retired,
talk to him,
man.
Bro. Who you want
People
to get,
been trying
bro?
to get me back in too,
bro. Because
no.
when you did it, man, you come on, bro.
And I see that happening again. I see myself getting hooked and addicted.
But you got the gift of this, man.
I know. I am good when I play.
See? Deke be trying to hold out the secrets, bro.
It's not worth the amount of time I'm putting in for the eventual reward of whatever.
I'm gonna just say a 32,
23.
but he has a 32-man fantasy football draft. Like,
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think
That
our
sounds
league
like
has
a
been
fun
like
league.
12. I think we've had 12 people.
And it's a dynasty league. So it's like you keep that same roster year in and year out. That's fun. Is he drafting the rookies? See, is this a new
That's the question, yeah.
dynasty league, or is it an old one?
Right.
And you're just
Adding a
drafting
piece
rookies?
or two, yeah.
If it's just rookies, I don't know. I don't know if you're getting anyone good at 23.
It's like, yeah, bro. You're like down there, bro.
Yeah. I don't know.
But if
we need more context.
Hold on, he said it's a new one. James Saturn said it's a new one.
At 23.
So it's a new one. He's picking fresh slate. I
feel like you got to get a quarterback.
If
If it's 32 man.
You're not getting McCaffrey. You're not getting Justin. You're not getting
No,
Tariq.
never
None
mind.
of them
No,
dudes.
forget
All
the
them dudes are
quarterback.
gone.
Wait, maybe.
Maybe you
though.
you might get a playmaker though. Not a quarterback. I'm like, you get a playmaker though.
Actually, maybe. I feel like maybe for a 32-man league, the difference in quarterback is going to mean more now.
Josh Allen,
Because
if he's available.
Yeah, if you
Lamar
don't.
Jackson, if he's available. But those guys might go early depending on who
I don't
you
know.
are.
That's the thing.
Right.
Like, yeah, do the
'Cause you would
people in
get
front of
those
you
dudes,
say
yeah.
still, even though it's 32, just like, I'm going to wait on a quarterback? You got to read the board. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's my advice to you. Read the board.
Because I'm like, if Josh or one of them like legit dual threat dudes that you know are going to give you the running and the passing,
A guy that you know
go
is going
there.
to start.
Yeah. Facts. You go
like,
there.
Oh, Caleb Williams actually might be a really good
You
pick.
should, like, most of the time, like, we don't say it, but it's like, yeah. Like, they going to give you the numbers, man.
I'll say Caleb Williams, actually.
Okay.
Just say Caleb Williams.
See, he'll probably be on the board. Josh probably going to be off the board by then, but if he's not, then take Josh.
You got to read the board. If
Yeah.
none of the I don't know. If a couple of the top quarterbacks go, maybe you can wait another round or two for quarterback. But if like you're sitting there and the top QB's there, maybe you do that. Set yourself apart.
Bro, a 32-man league is a lot of people in this league.
Take
bro.
Aaron Rodgers.
Don't take Aaron Rodgers, bro. He played the Bills twice a year. You don't want to do that. That'd be bad business.
And he's 40 or 41. Wouldn't be good for Dynasty.
This is also true.
AJ Martinez.
What's the biggest league you played in, fantasy-wise?
I think we had 14 or 16 the one year.
Like,
And it was a 2 quarterback league. It was fun. That was a lot of fun.
how do you feel like having 32 like different fantasy?
awesome.
Okay,
I think
like you would
that's
like that
awesome.
better because
Yeah.
I be sitting here at 12. I'm like, bro,
I
it's
like
times
that.
we're
You got to
picking.
dig deep.
Yeah, that's what they go.
You
Like,
gotta
bro,
find
it's times we
value.
picking. I'm like, bro, like if we had to go a whole another group, like, man, I'm
Like,
kind of
dude,
screwed right
Roman
here.
Wilson could be like a legitimate asset.
That's what
in
I'm
this league.
saying. Yeah. Whereas,
That's
like
cool.
in my league, we're probably not gonna. He probably won't make
Van
it.
Jefferson.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking about Van Jefferson.
Dude, that's crazy.
I like that.
Shout out, man. Shout out to you, James Saturn. That's gonna be interesting, man. So
32 does seem excessive.
That's
though,
a
'cause,
lot, bro.
I mean, obviously there's multiple positions or
The-
multiple
the
players
story,
you could
come
do
on,
for
bro.
running backs and receivers, but for tight ends,
Bro,
like every
time
starting
out,
tight
Deke.
end is gonna.
Deke, how many wide
playing.
receivers are we really talking about too? When we're saying 12 to 14 versus 32 owners, bro. 32 active people in this thing, bro. How many is it 32 dog receivers that you know here?
I mean,
It's a good amount of.
yeah,
a good amount.
each team's got a one.
Yeah.
Good enough. I think the running back and the
Bro.
receivers aren't as tough to draft as tight end. Jeez, tight end and quarterback, that's gonna be tough.
Once it's 32 people in here though, man. I think we look at it as like half.
You
of
basically
that.
got to
Yeah.
draft a team for quarterback and tight end.
Yeah.
So like if you somehow get Russell Wilson, you got to get Fields. You got to get the Steelers quarterback. So
Yeah.
like you're not without a quarterback.
So I'm just like, bruh, I like it though. This is news to me, man. I'm learning something new though, man. So yeah, I'm gonna need an update at some point, James Saturn, on who you pick, and then as the season is going on, like, yeah, I need to know how you feel about your 32 man, fantasy football league. That's low key. Mano's asking the real question: how much money? How much is the winning pot? 32 heads in there. Y'all put like with. Because I know we put in ours. Like, yeah, if you put something nice in there, man, that could be a pretty hefty payday. Pretty hefty.
AJ Martinez says TG's calling out the Diggler on the golf course reminded me of a time I called out a wrestling rival for a third match.
Oh, okay.
The respective schools planned on a 1,500-seat venue. I lost the first in front of 900 fans, but I won the second, and then he declined the third.
go, AJ. Let's go. A 1,500 seat venue was pretty nice too, bro.
Dude was running scared.
He said he took the L first, but he bounced back though. You can't have a hero without having some adversity. Remember that, man.
That's what I mean. AJ won the second match, and dude didn't want the third.
He didn't want that rubber. He
ran scared.
He said the momentum wasn't in his favor no more.
Yeah.
Hey, keep your foot on their neck, AJ. I like that right there. Salute the homie AJ. I hit that like button for AJ, man, and what he's been doing today for the channel, man. The support has been absolutely amazing, man. Salute you, baby, from the heart.
James Saturn says first place wins 500, second place 200, third place 75, fourth place 25, and a $25 entry.
Respect. The 25 entry makes it simple then. I think we was gonna hit your boys with the 100 entry.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
I would prefer that.
All right, yeah, drop that C note in
I feel
that
like
thing,
it should
man.
be 100 for 32 teams.
You see what I'm saying now, right? And now you win that thing, you get a legit payday. Yeah. This is more like, yo, we ain't gonna have any of our friends mad with each other, because if 32 of us in here, you walk away with, the bag, I can see somebody having some type of exception for you or some type of feelings towards you.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
All right, that's it for the supers.
All right. Oh, let me get this last one real quick from AJ. He literally dropped this just in on us. He says, high school rival, high school gyms smaller than the 17,000 seat University of New Mexico, the Pit. Love to all and respect. Yo, that's a high school gym that was holding 1,500, and then the college, University of New Mexico. This the logos, right? Yeah, 17,000. Respect, man. Respect. I like it, man. Well, shoot, man. Oh, it is 6:42, so that's perfect timing, man. Perfect timing. So that will do it for today's show, but hopefully y'all enjoyed yourself, man. It's been a blast in here. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button, and of course, don't forget to subscribe, and also check out the website, like we said at the beginning, man, arthurmoats.com. Got some cool content up there as well, man. So, like I said, when you're bored, check that out. But either way, man, you already know where to find us at tomorrow, so don't be slacking, man. But either way, y'all stay safe, and until next time, baby.
Peace.